on the Rogues streaming network. Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of your Rogues, Brian Welch.
From Medford, Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air as your Medford Rogues look for the sweep against the Fresno A's, the final game of this three-game series at Harry and David Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Welch, the Rogues Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Sunday afternoon, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Your Medford Rogues are 25-9 overall on the season, 4-2 in Pacific Empire League action, as the Rogues last night secured the series of an 8-3 victory against the Fresno A's. That is win number 400 as a franchise, and the Rogues secure another series in this 2025 campaign. Last night, the ball was flying pretty well, not one, but two home runs, and the offense got started early in the home half, inning number one.
First pitch, fastball hits it in the air, left field. Going back is Ramirez in left field. All he can do is watch that one go over the wall. Solo jack for Ryan Severns.
That is home run number 2 for Ryan Severns, the young man. He'll be going to UC Santa Barbara in the fall. And how about another home run? Troy Osborne's seeing the ball well, as he saw the ball well later in the game last night.
Plate, behind, no balls and a strike. Runner goes, fastball, that's hit in the air. Deep shot, deep left field. Going back is Ramirez at left field, and all he can do is watch that one go over the wall. 2-run jack for Troy Osborne.
2 home runs on the evening last night for your Medford Rogues, and both to left field as the wind is blowing into right field this evening for the final game of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Medford pitched well last night, as it was Caleb Malloy on the hill pitching for your Medford Rogues. Malloy went 5 innings strong with 3 strikeouts. Peyton Hanley got the relief appearance as well, and Evan Oden, their first relief appearances in a Medford Rogues uniform, and Axel Holtz got the opportunity to shut down the Fresno A's in the top half of inning number 9. As the Rogues look for the series sweep in the Rogue Valley, Fresno trying to salvage the series. Last night they scored 3 runs in last night's game, and they left the bases loaded not once but twice. They left a total of 13 base runners on in last night's 8-3 loss for the Fresno A's. So Fresno trying to salvage the series in the Rogue Valley. I'd like to welcome you to the Rogues pregame show, where I was able to sit down with our Rogues player spotlight from British Columbia, Evan Tortoff. And also we have our 2-on-1 conversation. You heard me right, 2-on-1 conversation. Get to hear from head coach Kevin Olmstead, plus you get to hear from assistant coach Corey Siracusa. Both those guys I was able to interview before today's game. It's a very funny interview. Hopefully you get the chance to listen to it, talking about what happened last night. And it's a pair of great interviews with Evan Tortoff as our Rogues player spotlight. Plus you get to hear from head coach Kevin Olmstead and assistant coach Corey Siracusa of our 2-on-1 conversation and the Rogues pregame show. It is a picturesque Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Not a cloud in sight. Temperatures in the low 90s as we get ready to bring you the action for Game 3 of 3 between the Fresno A's and your Medford Rogues. It's a perfect evening for baseball. General admission Sunday. If you are in the area, come on down. It's free to attend tonight's series finale between the Fresno A's and your Medford Rogues. Those 2 conversations with Evan Tortoff and Kevin Olmstead, plus assistant coach Corey Siracusa, are coming up right after the break. Sunday, fun day at the ballpark in the Rogue Valley. More of the Rogues pregame show right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogues Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet-friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Well, back to the Rogues pregame show. We are getting right. This is our Rogues player spotlight. Get to hear from the young man from Canada, Evan Tordif. Evan, how are you?
I'm doing good, Brian. How about you?
I'm doing well, my friend. You don't have the A in your accent. Do you have the A in your accent?
I like to whip it out sometimes. I've been in the States for 3 years now, so my accent's kind of faded away now, but every time I go home, it always ends up coming back to me.
Well, you grew up in British Columbia, and is that a little bit different than growing up in the rest of Canada?
I'm honestly not too sure. I think British Columbia is the best province out of everywhere, but I think it's probably the same everywhere. That's my guess.
And we were joking around about this when I first met you about Tim Hortons.
Oh, yeah.
And Tim Hortons is probably one of the best places to get a donut and a cup of coffee in Canada. What is your go-to at Tim Hortons?
So there's this like frozen coffee that's called the Ice Cap that I get that every single time I go, and now that I've been drinking a little more caffeine, get like one or two espresso shots in there too, and it tastes amazing. And then there are these donut holes called Timbits. They're to die for.
So you're not a big beaver tail guy?
I don't think I've ever tried that actually.
Okay, alrighty then. Yeah. But you're from Olympic College, and this is your first year in the Rogue Valley, but you played in Kansas, is that correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so 2 summers ago, I played in a league out in Wichita, Kansas called the KCLB. I think it's the Kansas Collegiate Baseball League or something like that. It was an awesome experience. Like, it was fun traveling to a different place. I hadn't been to the Midwest before, and I loved every single day there.
So I bet the Rogue Valley and the Midwest are completely different, right?
Yeah, it is. This is a way better. Like, that was a fun experience. This is a way better experience, being able to talk to the fans and, like, feel more a part of a community here compared to out there.
And a lot flatter, I would bet, in Kansas, right?
Yeah, it was. It was honestly a big shock. The second I landed in, I could see, like, 300 miles in front of me, and it was a big difference compared to out here with all the mountains.
And this being your first time in the Rogue Valley, have you been able to experience what the Rogue Valley has to offer?
Yeah, I've been to the Laurel Hill Golf Course before. It was an awesome experience. Like, they're great to the Rogues players. I enjoyed it. I want to go to the Rogue River before I leave. My host family was just telling me about this place called the Rogue X with, like, a giant water park and, like, a bunch of basketball courts. So I think we're going to check that out tomorrow during our off day.
And you play golf at Laurel Hill. I play golf there as well. What is your favorite hole to play at Laurel Hill?
I like the 7th hole just so I can use the driver. It was awesome. I'm not very good at golf, so every chance I get to boom it, I'm going to take my chance.
You have any crazy stories there? Like the ball hits the trees and it somehow bounces on the fairway somehow?
Oh no, that hadn't happened. I didn't really hit the ball too far, so I didn't have anything like that happen to me.
So this is your first summer with the Medford Rogues, and you've had a good control on the hill, and you have a good fastball. Mm-hmm. Anything you want to work on for the rest of the season?
Obviously throwing more strikes. That's something that you can always want as a pitcher. One thing that I've noticed that I need to work on is landing my breaking ball for a strike first pitch. I noticed that, especially during my college season, every time that I threw it for a strike to lead off an at-bat, I've always had success. So if I can keep doing that, I'm going to be succeeding for the rest of the summer.
And you go to Olympic College, and is it true that you and Nico Crowley were teammates there?
Yep, me and Nico played together for 2 years together. It was awesome.
And is there anything was it cool to have Nico here in the Rogue Valley, like a familiar face?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. He was my roommate. It was great living with him. One of the reasons why I really wanted to come here is when my coach approached me about it. He said that they wanted me and Nico, and that was just awesome. I was super excited to spend some more time with him.
With you growing up in British Columbia, I guess were you a Mariners fan or a Blue Jays fan?
Oh, I'm Blue Jays all day. I want to rep my country, and plus Blue Jays are in first place right now, so why not?
When was the last time they were in first place?
Too soon, but probably I think it might have been 2016. So back when they had Josh Donaldson, Edwin Encarnacion, it was that year was magical. So I'm hoping it's gonna be the same this year.
Do you have any Expos gear?
I don't have any Expos gear. I wish I did. That'd be really cool.
And I know that this is your first time in the Rogue Valley. What is your pregame meal, my friend?
Like pregame meal, it kind of ranges. Recently, we've been going to Hawaiian Hut. It's to die for. $7 for pretty much a full meal that'll fill me up before the game. It's awesome.
So what is your go-to at Hawaiian Hut?
The small number 7. And then if I'm feeling like it, I'll get the extra mac, which is like another $1. And it's perfect.
And what is your warm-up song, my friend?
My warm-up song, it's Headlines by Drake, but I don't think I've heard it play yet for me.
What have they been playing for you?
Heard the Ring of Fire a couple times, YMCA. I think one time I was out there for Sweet Caroline during the fireworks on a Friday night. That was awesome. I couldn't hear. People were talking to me when I was on the mound. I could not hear anything during the fireworks.
And I know you were talking about the fans a little bit earlier. We are talking with Evan Tortefes. He's our Rogues Player Spotlight. And you were talking about how cool the fans are in the Rogue Valley. What is it like when you're on the hill and there's 1,500 fans screaming your name?
It feels awesome, and they'll be chirping at the other team, but I know that they have our back. And I had a rough outing, and the fans actually made me feel better, saying telling me it wasn't my fault, which actually made me feel a lot better about myself. It was awesome. I was not expecting the first time I pitched here. I was not expecting to be having kids yelling at me between every single pitch, but it happened.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend. Do you want to give a shout to anybody, your parents?
Yeah. I'd like to shout out Steve and Cheryl Tordef. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me coming out here.
That's good to hear, my friend. Evan, thank you so much for hopping on the pregame show. Have fun at Hawaiian Hut, and let's go get some Tim Hortons. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Brian.
That is Evan Tordef. He's our Rogues Player Spotlight. When we come right back after this, we have our 2-on-1 interview with head coach Kevin Olmstead, as well as our assistant coach, Corey Saracusa. That conversation is coming up right after the break. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. The Rogues pregame show marches on. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Well, back to the Rogues pregame show. Instead of interviewing head coach Kevin Olmstead, get to hear from assistant coach Corey Saracusa. But wait, it's a 2-on-1 interview with assistant coach Corey Saracusa and head coach Kevin Olmstead for the Rogues pregame show. Coaches, how are you guys doing?
Happy God's Day. I'm living the dream.
Happy to be here.
But, hey, gentlemen, what a great win last night, especially to pick up win number 400 as a franchise. Coach Olmstead, I'll go for you first. That was a great win last night, probably one of the cleanest games we've seen this season.
Yeah, that was. Coach Coos got after it before the game. He threw some chairs, got the guys scared, and, they played a clean game. So I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, Coach Olmstead told me before the game if I didn't throw any chairs in, I wouldn't have a bed to sleep in. And since we share an apartment, it's kind of hard if he locked me out of it to sleep at night. So I didn't want that to happen.
Oh, my word. But, hey, great win last night. 2 home runs, Ryan Severns and Troy Osborne. And let's speak about Troy Osborne. Troy Osborne, a guy that had a sluggish start to the season, but in the last 8 games has been seeing the ball well. I mean, Troy Osborne's been on fire this season, Coach.
Absolutely. He's made very, very good adjustments. We're super stoked for him. We're super proud of him. At the beginning of the summer, we worked a couple one-on-ones of mechanics with his swing, mental approach of his swing, what pitches that he needs to be hunting for. And it's paying off right now. He's having a really hot stretch, and let's just hope that continues for the rest of the summer.
And Coach Saracusa, I know that you are a big infielder, but also a good hitting guy. But what have you liked about how he's been able to have that good approach at the plate this season?
Yeah, Troy's, I think early in the season was getting out of his approach, chasing bad pitches, swinging at a lot of balls in the dirt. And recently he's been laying off those, getting good pitches in the zone to hit. And when you swing at good pitches in the zone and you're on time, we see what happens.
And his first home run of this 2025 campaign. Let's talk about pitching. Pitching was really good last night. Caleb Malloy looked really strong on the hill, the young man from Newport, Oregon. And he's only been with this team for a short while, Coach, but it feels like he's gelling really well on the hill, Coach Olmstead.
Yeah, he's stepping up to be one of our best guys on the bump. So we're excited for him. He's getting another start next week in league, and so we just have to continue to progress with him, make sure that he's commanding the strike zone and doing his job, giving us a chance to win.
And Coach Syracuse, you were just a player literally like 2 months ago of Oregon Tech, but you're going back into league play starting Tuesday, but tonight is the final non-league game of this 2025 campaign. Is there any message to the guys? Just keep playing loose and keep doing your thing they've been doing at the plate and on the mound and in the field and in the outfield?
Right. It's human nature to try to make moments bigger than they are, and it's our job as coaches to kind of tone our guys down and let them know that at the end of the day, like, we're playing baseball, we're out here having fun, and it doesn't matter who we're playing because we're not playing the other team. We're playing against the game of baseball. We're playing against ourselves to take good at-bats, to make good decisions on the bases, to throw strikes, to compete in the box. And so just taking away the other team aspect of it, like, we don't even care who we're playing. We could be playing the New York Yankees or the Dodgers. But as long as we take care of our job, we're happy.
I've heard that response before. Now we go back to Kevin Olmstead, coach, and Tuesday is back into league play. But we've been talking about this whole entire week about experimenting. But it feels like you have a good setup in your whole entire lineup and also in your pitching rotation going into league.
Yeah, we have a good idea of what we're going to do for league, what setup we're going to use and utilize. So anything could change, and we're one injury away from being next man up mentality. This is a young team again, so if somebody can't do their job consistently, then it's just that next man up mentality. But again, these guys are trying hard; they're working their butts off every day, and they're trying to win ball games just as bad as we are as coaches. So we're gelling right now, and we're just going to see what happens.
And Coach Corey Syracuse, I know that we were talking about the game of baseball last night, but also being able to not let the moment get too big. But is there anything else that this team needs to do to be able to have a successful day at the plate, to have a similar outing to what we saw last night?
Compete!
In the words of Coach Kevin Olmstead, mush brain.
And that leads me to that next question. That question that you guys have always heard this season: what are the keys to victory besides head coach Kevin Olmstead saying compete? Anything else besides for the keys to victory?
You heard it from Coach Corey. Have a mush brain. Don't think about it too much. Just play baseball.
What about you, Coach? Besides mush brain?
Tyler Horner, if you're listening to this, we love you. We need you.
Alrighty then. Gentlemen, thank you so much for hopping on the pregame show. This is probably the first time in broadcasting history that instead of a one-on-one interview, it's a two-on-one interview. But good luck out there tonight, and let's have some fun, and let's get the sweep.
Let's get rowdy.
That's head coach Kevin Olmstead and assistant coach Corey Syracuse. When we come right back after this, we have the starting lineup and the first pitch, as it is the series finale between the Fresno A's and your Medford Rogues. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. It is another Chamber of Commerce Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final game of this three-game series between the Fresno A's and your Medford Rogues at Harry and David Field. As your Medford Rogues starting lineup being introduced right now, as we'll send it to public address announcer Greg Roberts for the instructions of the playing of the national anthem.
Rockwell Real Estate. Tonight's national anthem is performed by Trisha Dunn.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wheeled at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets are ringing, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
It is another pleasant evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Final game of this 3-game series between the Fresno A's and your Medford Rogues. Let's give you that starting lineup for the Fresno A's, led by first-year head coach Wyatt Featherston. Batting lead off, playing in center field, it's Tyson Miller. Batting the 2 holes is shortstop George Smith. Batting third in DH is Ethan Wood. Batting cleanup is the first baseman Parker Crystal. Batting the 5 spot is the left fielder Mikey Ramirez. Batting 6th is the right fielder Luke Ree. Batting 7th is the third baseman Luke Navarro. Batting in the 8th spot is the catcher Julian Rodriguez. And batting 9th at second base is Brian Sanders II. On the hill pitching for your Medford Rogues and his final start in the Medford Rogues uniform of the summer, as it is Nico Crowley on the hill getting his warm-up tosses in right now. As Nico Crowley, the young man, he will be going to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. You heard from him a little bit earlier this week talking about his experience at Olympic College and also growing up in the great state of Washington. As Nico Crowley's getting his warm-up tosses in right now. Just another beautiful Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Nico Crowley, earned run average at 9.75 on the season, 5 games, 5 starts. Does have 19 strikeouts to his credit. As Medford's rocking their black uniforms, green trim, white pants. Fresno rocking their gray pants, green uniforms with the yellow and lettering and numbering on this Sunday evening. Wind blowing strongly in the ballpark, as always, at Harry and David Field. It's 325 down the lines and left and right field. 400 in straightaway center and 407 in the gaps and left and right center. Behind the dish calling the balls and strikes to Tim Barrett. The first baseman is Andrew Herbold, and at third base is Joe Woodley. Medford trying to keep their winning ways going, looking for the series sweep, I should say, against the Fresno A's. Picking up win 400, number 400 in the franchise last night with an 8-3 victory. Medford able to find ways to strike with the irons hot, but it's been good pitching this whole entire week. That throw over to second base by Chris Ortiz means we're about ready to bring you the action one final time in this series between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. Tyson Miller, the young man, he'll be going to CSU Bakersfield in the fall as he climbs in for his first trip of the evening. Guy who just graduated high school stands in for the first trip on this Sunday evening. Right against left to begin Sunday fun day at the ballpark. Right against left. Nico Crowley sets, and the righty's first pitch home to the lefty Tyson Miller is a fastball fouled off down that third base side. And we get going at 6:37 p.m. in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. Temperature is in the 90s. No balls and a strike. Crowley sets. And the strike one pitch home from Crowley. Fastball, knuckled foul down that third base side, strike 2. And Tyson Miller's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. So that starting lineup once again for the Fresno A's. It's Miller, Smith, Wood, Cristal, Ramirez, Ree, Nuvode, Rodriguez, and it's Sanders II. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from Nico Crowley. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Tyson Miller so far in this series has collected 4 hits for the A's. The A's have been swinging the bat well. It's just getting runners across the plate. That's been a whole different story. 1-2. Ground ball. That's going to be bouncer up the middle into center field. And Tyson Miller picks up his first hit on this Sunday evening and hit number 5 of the series. 1 on and no outs. Lead off the game as George Smith goes to work. A guy who's also hit the ball well for the Fresno A's. 3 hits in the series. 1 on, no outs. Early going at Harry and David Field on this Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Perfect evening for baseball. Picturesque skies overhead. Not a cloud in sight. It's another perfect early July evening in the Rogue Valley. 1 on, no outs. Runner goes. First pitch on the way. Fastball outside the throw over to second base. And the tag is going to be in time. So Tyson Miller swipes second base. So the first stolen base for the Fresno A's is that will eliminate the double play ball. Tyson Miller of good baseball awareness over at second base, only 180 feet away from scoring for the A's in the top half of inning number 1. George Smith at the dish. Infield playing deep for your Rogues. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball misses down and out, ball 2. Wind blowing strongly in the ballpark, early going between Fresno and Medford. 2 balls, no strikes. Crowley sets and the 2-0 home. Breaking ball misses upstairs, ball 3. George Smith, another guy from the RMAC. A lot of RMAC players in this Fresno Athletics roster. The Ranger from Regis University ahead 3 balls and no strikes, and the 3-0 home. Fastball up and out, ball 4, and George Smith works a walk, putting runners at first and second. So a single and a walk brings to the 3-hole hitter of Ethan Wood. Ethan Wood's been the first baseman so far this series, but he's in the DH role tonight. 2 on, no outs, no score between Fresno and Medford. Final game of this 3-game series. Left-handed batter Ethan Wood goes to work. And this guy's had a lot of fun so far in the Rogue Valley. Only 2 hits, but he's made a lot of great contact. First pitch on the way. Fastball lasers in on the outer third, strike 1. Ethan Wood at the dish. His first hit in the Rogue Valley was a solo jack to right center to get the offense moving. Miller dancing around at second base, strike 1 pitch. That's in the air, right center field. Going to his right is Corbarubius, and that ball is going to drop down for a hit into right center. Rounding third, racing towards home is Tyson Miller, and Tyson Miller is going to score standing up, and the ball will get away, and Ethan Wood's going to get aboard with an RBI double, and the first run of the game goes to the Fresno A's in the top half of inning number 1. So an RBI double off the bat of Ethan Wood gets the first offensive run across the plate for the Fresno A's on this Sunday evening. So that will bring into conversation of Nico Crowley and Chris Ortiz. Not the start that Crowley envisioned so far this evening. Runners at second and third, no outs. 1-0, Fresno leading. 4-hole hitter, the cleanup hitter of Parker Cristall, trying to keep this offense moving. Cristall was in game 1 on Friday night. Did not play yesterday. First pitch, fastball, misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Parker Cristall. Parker Cristall, a returner from last year's Fresno A's squad. Played for the A's right out of high school. Guy just finished up his first year at Wabash Valley College. Two on, no outs. Cristall steps out of the box, and he'll climb back in once again. Right against right, Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark from north to south. Air tanker flies overhead from that right field to the center field as that 1-0 pitch misses inside, ball 2. A very strict zone so far, dictated by the home plate umpire, Tim Barrett. 2 on, no outs. George Smith at third base, Ethan Wood at second base. 1 run on 2 hits so far in this inning for the Fresno A's. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball right down the boulevard. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Parker Cristall. Mikey Ramirez waits on deck for the Fresno A's. Two balls and a strike. Fastball down and out, escapes in the dirt for ball 3. And Cristall trying to work a walk. 1 walk already issued so far by Nico Crowley, trying not to load the bases. And the early going in this one. Nobody active in that Rogues pin. Three and 1. Fastball cued foul to the screen, and the count fills 3 balls and 2 strikes. George Smith at third base, Ethan Wood at second. 1 run has come across the plate so far in this inning. Fresno trying to tack on some runs. They got 3 runs across the plate in yesterday's loss. They struck first in Friday night's game. Trying to put some insurance. Counts full to Parker Cristall. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crowley sets and the payoff. Looping curveball misses up and out for ball 4. And Parker Cristall works a walk to load the bases. And the pitching coach for the Medford Rogues, Coach Pat, will step out of the dugout to have a conversation with the starter Nico Crowley. Bases loaded, no outs, top of 1. This pause, the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Just another picturesque Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Temperatures are right on the money. Low 90s, perfect evening for baseball. Bases loaded for the Fresno A's. Smith at third, Wood at second base, Cristal at first base as the 5-hole hitter of Mikey Ramirez playing left field tonight stands in for his first trip of the evening.
Now batting left fielder Mikey Ramirez.
Final game before the Rogues head back in the Pacific Empire League action. Rogues for the rest of the season after tonight in PEL play. First offering home from Nico Crowley. Breaking ball finds that inside corner, strike one to the left fielder of Mikey Ramirez. Ramirez, 3 hits so far in this series. Young man who grew up in the San Joaquin Valley of California. Currently going to the University of Mary. Stars and Stripes blowing in. Strike one pitch home. Fastball grounded right to the right side. Travis Finney will pick it up. Finney will throw it over to first base. And it is an RBI ground out off the bat of Mikey Ramirez that will drive in George Smith from third. So 2 runs come across the plate for the Fresno A's. So Wood will go to third base. Cristal to second. And Ramirez grounds out for the RBI, as that is the first out of the inning. Let's give you that defense is backing up the starter, Nico Crowley. At third base is Mark Fedra. The shortstop is Frankie Utigliano. Travis Finney is the second baseman who made the play for out number 1. And Garrett Bardo is at first base. In the outfield from left to right, it's Smith, Horsley, and Colberubias. And behind the dish, catching that first pitch from Nico Crowley is Chris Ortiz. First pitch on the way is that it's a curveball, misses up and in, ball 1. Runners at second and third. 2 runs so far scored in this frame for the Fresno A's. Medford defensively playing deep. Shifting to the left now, 1-0. Looping curveball, bends it for a strike on that inside corner, strike 1. And the ones are wild to the right fielder of Luke Ree. Two on, 1 out. And the ones are wild. Ground ball left side. That's going to be mishandled by Mark Fedro. And Frankie Utigliano can't make the play. 1 runs in. And an RBI single off the bat of Luke Ree. And they're going to officially not going to give that an error. So Luke Ree will reach on an RBI single. So the 3rd run is scored so far in this frame. So 3 runs on 3 hits so far. Luke Naveau goes to work. Naveau in the 7-hole. And Nico Crowley trying to sneak out of this frame alive. You definitely know that the middle infielders are Frankie Utigliano and Travis Finney are thinking of a double play now. 3 runs so far and 3 hits with the Fresno A's. Crowley checks on the runner, Luke Ree at first base. Parker Cristal at third. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch fastball misses outside of ball 1. Luke Naveau and was a part of game 1 back on Friday. Had 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Fastball down the dirt. Ree will go to throw over to second base. Now he's caught in a run down. Travis Finney trying to track him down. Back over to Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo can't make the play. The throw over to second base. And the tag is in time. But with that will drive in Parker Cristal from third base to home. So 4 runs have scored so far in this frame. So Luke Ree caught in a rundown at second base. So he will be out for the second out of the frame. So now with 2 outs and the base is empty. 4 runs on 3 hits so far.
Now batting catcher Julian Rodriguez.
Luke Naveau at the plate, had 2 balls and no strikes, and the pitch. Fists in the air, center field drifting to his left is going to be Horsley, and he makes the grab for out number 3, and the side is retired. 4 runs come across the plate on 3 hits, no errors committed by Medford, and none left. We go to the bottom half of inning number 1 right after this. Fresno 4, Medford coming up. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
high school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We head to the bottom half, inning number 1 at Harry and David Field. A perfect Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Let's give that starting lineup for your Medford Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmstead. Batting lead off, playing in center field is Aiden Horsley. Batting in the 2 spots, second baseman Travis Finney. Batting third is the right fielder Orlando Cobarrubias. Batting cleanup is the first baseman Garrett Bardo. Batting fifth is the catcher Chris Ortiz. Batting the 6th spot is the DH man Troy Osborne. He's been seeing the ball well so far this week. Batting in the 7th hole is the third baseman Mark Fedrell. Batting 8th is the left fielder Trevor Smith. And batting 9th at shortstop is Frankie Ritigliano. On the hill pitching for the Fresno A's, it is Matthew Lopez on the hill. Lopez got his warm-up tosses in now as Aiden Horsley goes to work for your Medford Rogues as he stands in for his first at-bat of the evening. So it's Horsley, Finney, Cobarrubias, Bardo, Ortiz, Osborne, Fedro, Smith, and Ritigliano. That is the starting lineup for your Medford Rogues in the final game of this 3-game series against the Fresno A's, as the A's will play deep in the infield. First offering home to Aiden Horsley is going to be a fastball, misses up and out, ball 1. Aiden Horsley so far this season has seen the ball well so far. Horsley averaging .258 at the dish, stars and stripes blowing into the ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball, elevated, ball 2. Two-0 pitch, scores for a bunt. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. To the center fielder of Aiden Horsley, Travis Finney waits on deck. 2-1. Hits it in the air, down that first base side, out of play, and it will trail out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the center fielder of Aiden Horsley. 1 hit so far in this series. Horsley had a single in Friday's game in the 3rd. 2-2 from Lopez. Looping curveball, misses up and in, ball 3. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The top of the order guy, Aiden Horsley. Aiden Horsley trying to cook something up offensively. Stars and stripes blowing in. Nearly 5 to 8 miles per hour. 3-2. Ground ball, slapped it softly to the left side. Smith, the shortstop, will pick it up to throw to first base. And the throw is accurate for out number 1. 6-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frames. Give you that defense is backing up the starter of Matthew Lopez for the Fresno A's. Behind the dish catching is Rodriguez. Over at third base, Nouveau. Smith, who made the play for out number 1, is the shortstop. Sanders is at second base. And Crystal is at first base. In the outfield from left to right for the Fresno A's, it's Ramirez, Miller, and Ree. 1 out and the base is empty. Travis Finney goes to work. 2 hits so far in this series. Travis Finney trying to keep this offense moving. The offense was able to get runs across the play as that first pitch breaking ball finds the outside corner, strike 1. Travis Finney. Finney this week has been black and blue. He's not been in a fight, but he's been hit by many pitches. In one game against the CCL Showcase, was hit by 4 pitches in 4 at-bats. 0-1 Slow roller toward third, picked up by Nouveau. The throw over to first base, and the throw sails over the head of Parker Crystal. And Travis Finney reaches on an error, so that will be officially an E5 recorded. So that is the first error of the evening. So 1 on and 1 out as Lando Covarrubias goes to work for his first at-bat of the evening. So officially that will be an E5 in the books. Nouveau just airmailed it over the head of Parker Crystal, the first baseman. So the lefty of Orlando Covarrubias stands in for his first trip on this Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final non-league game for your Medford Rogues before the Rogues head back into Pacific Empire League action starting Tuesday night for a 3-game series against the Humboldt Crabs. First offering home. Fastball misses down and in below the knees, ball 1. Covarrubias so far this season averaging .244 at the dish. Trying to cook offensively. 1 on, no outs. 1 on and 1 out, I should say. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses up and in, ball 2. Covarrubias went 0 for 4 in Friday night's game. Travis Finney dancing around over at first base. 2-0 pitch. Misses outside, ball 3, says the home plate umpire Tim Barrett. 3-0 to Orlando Covarrubias. Fastball misses up and in, ball 4. And Orlando Covarrubias works a 1-out walk, putting runners at first and second. So 2 on and 1 out as it is Garrett Barno ready to go to work now. So an error and a walk from Matthew Lopez, as it is Garrett Barno trying to keep this offense moving, as it is a 4-0 lead for the Fresno A's. They've tacked on 4 runs in the top half of this inning. Garrett Barno trying to cook offensively. Barno currently in the transfer portal, 2 on, 1 out, bottom of 1. First pitch, ground ball, left side. That's going to be picked up by the third baseman Smith. The throw over to third base, and the tag will be in time, says the third base umpire of Joe Woodley. So Travis Finney will be, actually, let's hold up. Travis Finney still over at third base. Head coach Kevin Olmstead having an appeal. Still talking to the third base umpire Joe Woodley. So Travis Finney will be officially forced out at third base. So Garrett Barlow reaches on a fielder's choice, putting runners at first and second. So an error, a walk, and a fielder's choice. Chris Ortiz stands in. Chris Ortiz so far this evening, or this series rather, has had 3 hits. Had a trio of singles in Friday night's win against the Fresno A's. We're just getting started, bottom half, inning number 1. Matthew Lopez gets ready to go, and the first pitch home. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to the catcher, Chris Ortiz. Ortiz this season averaging .320 at the dish for the Medford Rogues. Stars and stripes blown into right field. Strike 1 pitch home, fastball is elevated, ball 1. I was talking to Chris about the singles he had on Friday night. He was telling me, Brian, it was one of those that was an error. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Laser foul down that third base side, strike 2. And Chris Ortiz is behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Troy Osborne waits on deck. Trying to find their offensive footing. That's been the struggle this week. It's been off and on. Take a look at what happened last night and what happened Friday night. Rogues jumped out early to a lead, and they kept the lead intact. Had a battle on Friday, 1-2 pitch, curveball, misses inside, ball 2. The count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuces wild to the right-handed batter of Chris Ortiz. Medford trying to crack into the run column. Covarrubias at second base, and that foul is fouled off to the behind the screen. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Covarrubias at second base, Garrett Bardo at first base. Outfield playing straight away and deep. You heard from head coach Featherston talk about that yesterday, talking with his outfielders about how treacherous the outfield can be at Harry and David Field. Chris Ortiz trying to get a hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and the pitch from Lopez. Leans to, airs that out into right center field. That ball is going to be caught by the center fielder of Tyson Miller. What a grab by the future Roadrunner of CSU Bakersfield. And Ortiz flies out for the final out of the frame. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left as it is Lando Covarrubias at second base and Garrett Bardo over at first base. We played 1 in the Rogue Valley. Fresno 4, Medford 0. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
parents,
community members,
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Heads back on the hill for his second inning of work as it is a 4-0 lead for the Fresno A's in the final game of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network as it is. The 8-9-1 batters due up for the Fresno A's with Julian Rodriguez, followed by Brian Sanders II and Tyson Miller. Rogues defensively struggle to get runners out. 4 runs came across the plate in the first frame for the Fresno A's. The A's trying to tack on more runs. They lead 4-0 against the Medford Rogues, as it is Julian Rodriguez to lead off the frame of the 8th spot. Rodriguez out of Metro State University, a guy who plays in the RMAC. As it is a right against right to begin the top half inning number 2. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. First offering home from Nico Crowley. Breaking ball finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the catcher of Julian Rodriguez. Multiple Metro State University players on this Fresno A squad. No balls and a strike. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. And Nico Crowley's in charge, no balls and 2 strikes. And finding the strike zone has been the key so far for Nico Crowley tonight. Trouble locating the strike zone in the first inning. Had no balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 0-2 fastball, misses downstairs, ball 1. But Nico Crowley, you heard from him of our Rogues Player Spotlight. He'll be going to Texas A&M Corpus Christi in the fall. He was talking about that being in the Rogue Valley is preparing him for what the summer's going to be like and what the weather's going to be like for him in Texas. The 1-2 pitch, that's popped up in the air, and that is going to trail out of play behind us. Strike, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brian Sanders II waits on deck for the Fresno A's. 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the A's of Fresno. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball, grounded foul. As Rodriguez fouls it off. The A's have 1 more road trip in this 2025 campaign. They make their annual trek up to Reading, take on the Reading Colt 45s for a 3-game series. That's going to be a fun series to watch, but right now, Nico Crowley is trying to get his first strikeout of the evening. 1-2 from Nico. Looping curveball, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Great off speed from Nico Crowley. Strikeout number 1 of the evening.
Now batting second baseman Brian Sanders II.
So Brian Sanders II stands in for his first at-bat of the evening. 1 out and the base is empty. 4-0. Fresno out in front against your Medford Rogues. Nico Crowley, after a shaky start in the first, starting to find his groove in the second. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues to Fedro, Retigliano, Finney, and Bardo. First pitch on the way, off speed, finds the upper third, strike 1. And now Nico Crowley has a better understanding about this strike zone so far, dictated by Tim Barrett. Crowley shakes off the signal from Ortiz. Head no balls and a strike, and the pitch. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike two. And Sanders, the second, is down on strikes, no balls and 2 strikes. Or behind in strikes, I should say. Sanders, the second, 2 hits so far in this series. Pair of singles in yesterday's game. Sanders was in the 8th spot. And the 0-2 pitch, wave and a miss, strike 3, back-to-back Ks for Nico Crowley. 2 strikeouts so far from the young man from the great state of Washington.
Now batting the K batter, center fielder Tyson Miller.
So 2 outs and the base is empty, 2 up and 2 down as Tyson Miller goes to work now. Top of the order guy, 1 for 1 so far, singled in the first. Able to cash that hit in for a run. Infield starting to shift to the right. Travis Finney playing on the lip in right center. First offering home, fastball, fouled off. Strike 1, no balls and a strike to Tyson Miller. Tyson Miller is a guy who just graduated high school. He's going to be going to CSU Bakersfield in the fall. You can definitely tell why the Roadrunners want him as a player in the spring. Good hitter. 5 hits in this series, 1 hit already tonight. Well, no balls and a strike, and the pitch. Looping curveball misses outside to ball 1. But Miller has the speed in the outfield to cover a lot of ground, especially how deep Harry and David Field plays. 1 ball and a strike. Curveball misses outside to ball 2. George Smith waits on deck for the Fresno A's. 2 outs and the base is empty. Infield shift to the right. Tigliano close to the second base bag. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball misses outside to ball 3. Tyson Miller is ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Three and 1 to the lefty. Fastball, and that is going to be missing inside to ball 4. And Tyson Miller works a walk with 2 outs in the frame.
Now batting the shortstop, George Smith.
4-0, Fresno out in front against your Medford Rogues. The 2-hole hitter of George Smith goes to work. 3 hits so far this evening, or 3 hits in the series. We're able to work a walk in his first at-bat. Fresno 4 runs on 3 hits so far. Garrett Bardo holding the runner at first base. Crowley checks on the base runner of Tyson Miller at first. Throw to first base, try to get the runner out. Gets back to the bag safely, still waiting the first pitch to the righty of George Smith. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. Crowley sets a throw over to first base again to try to get the runner of Miller out, but Miller is able to get back to the bag safely. Still waiting the first pitch to George Smith. 3 hits so far in this series. Crowley sets, and the first pitch. Fastball fouled off down that third base side, strike 1. George Smith, another guy from the RMAC, the Ranger from Regis University. So you have Metro State University, Regis University. The A's have hosted players from CSU Pueblo, the Thunderwolves. Probably thinking about Logan Kelly and also Kate Snodgrass. A 1 pitch throw over to first base, chase back the runner of Miller. Miller gets back to the bag safely. Those 2 players were a part of that 2024 Fresno A squad. They were the first couple of players to be a part of that RMAC pipeline to the San Joaquin Valley. No balls and a strike. Fastball misses down and out, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the shortstop, but George Smith worked a walk in his first at-bat, cashed that in for a run. Nico Crowley trying not to have a repeat performance of what we saw in the first. One. Fastball, elevated, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the shortstop of George Smith. Ethan Wood waits on deck for the Fresno A's. 1 on, 2 outs. Infield playing deep. Garrett Bartle holding the runner at first. 2-1. Runner goes. Fastball. The throw over to second base. And the tag is going to be in time. And Tyson Miller is caught stealing. And Chris Ortiz guns him down at second base. And that will close out the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the home second right after this. Fresno 4, Medford 0. Can Medford get themselves on the run column? We shall see. Troy Osborne, Mark Fedro, and Trevor Smith will try to do that. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Beautiful evening for baseball in Medford. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another picturesque Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley as we head to the bottom half of inning number 2 at Harry and David Field. 6, 7, 8 due up for your Medford Rogues, as it is Troy Osborne, Mark Fedro, and Trevor Smith due up for your Medford Rogues as Troy Osborne leads off the frame. And Troy Osborne's been swinging a pretty big stick so far tonight, a big stick, being able to see the ball well so far this week, I should say, as he's been able to see the ball well. He's been able to hit the ball well in this week. 3 games against the CCL Showcase and the series against the Fresno Ace. First pitch on the way, breaking ball finds the outside corner, strike 1. And what I'm talking about, according to our statistician and baseball lover, the mayor of Medford himself, B.G. Gould, 24 at-bats is that strike 1 pitch, is a wave and a miss strike 2. 24 at-bats, 12 hits, 6 runs, 1 homer, 9 RBIs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, has had 5 stolen bases. Last 8 games, he's been having a lot of fun. 0-2 pitch, fastball misses upstairs, ball 1 from the starter Matthew Lopez. But Troy Osborne, you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about making the improvements and being able to learn from what he's been making mistakes on the early part of the season. 1-2 pitch as he spoils it foul behind the dish, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Head coach Kevin Olmstead was talking about how Troy's been able to learn from his mistakes, but also be able to improve on his craft. Troy behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. The young man from Grants Pass trying to connect for that 1-2. Line drive into center field. Base hit for Troy Osborne. And how about another hit in this series? Osborne had a huge home run in yesterday's game, and he leads off the frame with a base knock in the final game of this 3-game series.
University of Hawaii Hilo, Mark Fedro.
1 on, no outs as Mark Fedro goes to work now. No hits in this series. Right-handed batter Mark Fedro. Going to the young man from Hawaii Hilo. I know his mom and dad are listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. 4-0, Fresno out in front. First offering home. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. As Mark Fedro is making his first appearance in this series. Osborne dancing around at first base as that 1-0 pitch is a fastball, misses upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. But Mark Fedro has seen the ball well so far this season. 1 ball and that 2-0 pitch, fastball, finds the outside corner, strike 1. And it's going to be hit in the air. Left center field going back is Miller. Miller's going to try a camp under. He makes the grab for out number 1. So Fedra flies out for the first out of the frame as the 8-hole hitter, Trevor Smith, goes to work for his first at-bat of the evening. 1 out and 1 on in the home half of inning number 2. 4-0 Fresno out in front as the left-handed batter, Trevor Smith, who is yet to record a hit in the series, goes to work for his first AB. Young man from the San Diego area, El Cajon to be exact. I know his mom and dad are in attendance tonight. First offering home. Fastball, misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The left fielder, Trevor Smith, he'll be going to Washington State in the fall. The feature Cougar this season averaging 56 at the dish. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, fastball outside, ball 2. Frankie Vitigliano waits on deck. Troy Osborne at first base. Parker Cristal holding the runner. 2 balls, no strikes. Scores for a bunt, gets it down that third base side. Charging in is Novot at third. The throw will not be attempted. And how about this? The Rogues playing with the small ball. Trevor Smith gets aboard of a bunt single to move Troy Osborne over to second base. 2 on and 1 out. That's a big hit there. I know it's not the big hit we've been talking about, but the small ball playing well so far for Trevor Smith. So now Frankie Vitigliano stands in. 2 on, 1 out. 4-0, Fresno leading against your Medford Rogues. Final game of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Just another great evening for baseball. Novot, the third baseman, caught sleeping over at third. First pitch on the way. Curveball bends it for a strike on the inside corner. Strike 1. Vitigliano, no hits in this series yet. Osborne at second base. Smith at first is that strike 1 pitch. Wave and a miss, strike 2. The catcher of Rodriguez ready to throw it over to second base, but decided not to. As Vitigliano's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball, slap foul down that third base side. Good job by Kevin Olmsted to track that one down. Look at this. Head coach Kevin Olmsted's going to sprint to the ball. He'll pick it up. Kevin Olmsted probably thinking that he's still playing out there. But he'll throw it into the dugout on that third base side. Still no balls and 2 strikes. So Frankie Vitigliano, 2 on, 1 out. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark on this Sunday evening. 0-2 pitch. That's a line drive into left center. That's going to drop down for a hit. Going around third, racing towards home is Troy Osborne. He's going to score standing up. RBI double off the bat of Frankie Vitigliano. And the Rogues are on the board in the home half of inning number 2. Huge hit off the bat of the young man from the University of Portland. Frankie Vitigliano gets an RBI double. Put 2 on and 1 out. 4-1 Fresno leading. But Medford right now waking up offensively. Ian Horsley stands in for his second at-bat. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Trying to keep this offense moving. Trevor Smith over at third base. Vitigliano at second base. Matthew Lopez trying to get out of this frame. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. Ball 1. You think about how this team has played really well when the adversity gets tough. 1-0 fastball. Fouled off to the screen. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed batter of Aiden Horsley. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Grounded to the shortstop of Smith with the first out of the frame. Horsley trying to cook offensively. Runners at second and third. Smith at third base. Vitigliano at second. 1's a wild. The 1-1. Hits it in the air, drives it into center field, tracking it down is Tyson Miller. Tyson Miller will run up towards it. He'll make the grab. Tagging from third is Trevor Smith. The relay throw, and the relay throw is not going to be in time as the ball escapes away out of the mid of Rodriguez. The throw over to third base, and the tag will be applied in time to Frankie Retigliano. So a run will score on a sac fly for Aiden Horsley, but an out will happen. So actually, they're going to say one run will score, so that will be a double play. In fact, as it is the 8-2-5 double play to close out the frame. They're going to say 2 runs come across the plate for your Medford Rogues on 3 hits and no errors, as it is a 4-2 lead for Fresno as we head to the third. Right after this, we'll give you the scoreboard update and the standings. More after this with a 90-second timeout. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Smith is off the third inning for the Fresno A's. 4-2 Fresno out in front. First pitch on the way from Nico Crowley is a fastball. Actually, a curveball misses inside to ball 1. As it is 2, 3, and 4 due up for the A's of Smith, followed by Wood and Cristal. 1 ball, no strikes. Crowley sets and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, up and out, ball 2. I did talk about before we went to break that I would give you the out-of-town scoreboard and also the standings. That is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Going into today, it was Healdsburg atop the league with a record of 9-2. Medford not far behind in second place with a record of 4-2. 2-0 pitch popped up in the air, first base side, tracking it down is Garrett Bardo. That ball, he'll watch it go on the first base side and actually lands right near some Fresno A fans. Actually, the fan will give the young boy the ball on that first base side, and that young man will create a memory in the Rogue Valley. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed batter, George Smith. In the 2-hole. Worked a walk in the first, able to cash that in for a run. 2 other games going on right now in the PEL, but we'll give that 2 in a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. Curveball misses upstairs, ball 3. As it is Medford in second place in the standings. Humboldt is in third place with a record of 7-4. Lincoln 6-4. West Coast Kings 2-8. And the Solano Mudcats 2-10. 3-1 pitch, fastball misses downstairs, ball 4, and George Smith works a leadoff walk to begin the frame, as that is the 4th walk issued so far by the starter of Nico Crowley. Not the start he's wanted so far tonight, but when he finds a strike zone, Nico Crowley is on point for that one. 1 on, no outs. The 3-hole hitter Ethan Wood stands in. 1 for 1 so far tonight. RBI double back in the first, cashed that in for a run as well. First offering home from Nico Crowley. Hits it in the air. First pitch swinging into center field. Going to his right is Aiden Horsley. He makes the grab for out number 1. George Smith retreats back to first base. So 1 out and 1 on in the top half inning number 3.
First baseman Parker Cristal.
So Parker Cristal stands in for his second trip to the dish. Also able to work a walk in his first AB. Let's give you that scoreboard around the Pacific Empire League right now, as it is the Humboldt Crabs taking care of business against the Solano Mudcats 9-5 at the Arcata Ballpark. The Crabs come to the Rogue Valley starting Tuesday night for a 3-game series in the Rogue Valley at Harry and David Field. Currently in the bottom half inning number 5 in wine country It's Healdsburg leading 5-2 against the West Coast Kings. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the inside corner. Strike one. No balls and a strike to Parker Cristall. So those are the two other games going on and around the Pacific Empire League. That is the out-of-town scoreboard, and that is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike two, and Parker Cristall is behind. No balls and 2 strikes. George Smith over at first base. Garrett Bartle holding the runner. You definitely know Retigliano and Finney are thinking about a double play as the middle infielders. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. 4-2 is our score. Two strikeouts so far for Nico Crowley. No balls, 2 strikes. Crowley sets. And the 0-2 home. Runner goes. Curveball hits it in the air, and that will go out of play down that first base side. And that ball lands past the bullpen for the A's. How about this? I don't know if you can see it on your screen right now, but on the scoreboard, it says no balls and 3 strikes. I never knew the scoreboard could do that at Harry and David Field. Still no balls and 2 strikes to the righty of Parker Cristall. You don't see that every day. For no balls and 3 strikes. Right now, no balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, fastball, elevated, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Parker Cristall. Parker Cristall rocking number 34. Returner from last season for the Fresno A's. Last season wore number 99. And if you are a baseball fan, you know who wears number 99 and his connection to Fresno and Fresno State. 1-2, breaking ball, and that is going to miss inside of ball 2. Strike zone's been very delicate so far, as Tim Barrett's been dictating the strike zone so far. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the first baseman of Parker Cristall. Two and 2. Runner goes. Fastball outside, the throw over to second base, and the tag is not going to be in time as the ball escapes away from Travis Finney. So George Smith swipes second base, eliminates the double play ball, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Parker Cristall. This is a big at-bat right now for Nico Crowley. Nobody warming up in that Rogues bullpen right now at the moment. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crowley sets, and the 3-2 home. Curveball hits it in the air as Cristall into right field, going back as Covarrubias. Covarrubias at the track. He leaps up. He can't make the play. The ball escapes away right by the wall. 1 runs in. As George Smith is going to score standing up. RBI double off the bat of Parker Cristall. And the A's extend their lead from a 2-run lead to a 3-run lead at 5-2. Fresno leading, all with 1 out. And that ball had nearly left the yard. We've seen the ball leave the left field wall so far in this series. But Orlando Covarrubias had to climb the fence, and he banged into the fence. The Medford Rogues banner Covarrubias got loose a little bit in right field. So part of the banner is not being held up by whatever it's holding up out in the outfield. 1 out and 1 on as that first pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the outside corner, strike 1. It says welcome fans, and the Medford Rogues logos on either side on the left and right. Some of the banner is flipped over, is starting to cover the Rogues logo. That's how hard Orlando Covarrubias ran into that fence to try and make the play. No balls and a strike. Crowley trying to sneak out of the jam, and the 0-1. Ground ball right side. Travis Finney will scoop it up. He'll toss it over to first base in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the ground out for the second out of the frame. That moves Cristall from second to third, and the A's are only 90 feet away from scoring in the top half inning number 3. 5-2 is our score in the final game of this 3-game series. As Luke, as it is going to be Luke Reed will stand in. So Parker Cristall over at third base. Crowley sets. And the pitch. Fastball right down the boulevard, strike one. Luke Reese so far tonight. 1 for 1 so far, RBI, back in the first. Cristal over at third base, only 90 feet away from scoring. Stars and Stripes still blowing in. Medford still trailing by 3. Strike one pitch. Fastball, pulls the string on as Reese swings at that. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The right fielder, Luke Ree, as Luke Navoda waits on deck. Crowley trying to sneak out of the jam. Parker Cristal over at third base, dancing around. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and that's going to miss outside, says the home plate umpire, Tim Barrett. So it's been a very strict strike zone so far tonight. And Tim Barrett's not budging at all this evening. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, fastball, fouled off, screams over our heads. Lands in the parking lot, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right fielder, Luke Ree. Ree yesterday had a pair of RBIs in that 8-3 loss. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball tapped in the air down that first base side. So a good battle between Ree and Nico Crowley. Crowley trying to end the inning, trying to salvage it. There's a little bit of activity in that Medford Rogues pen right now. We are in the 3rd inning. 5-2 is our score. Fresno out in front, final game of this 3-game series. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowley sets. And the 1-2. Line drive into left field. Tracking it down is Trevor Smith, and he makes the play for out number 3. And the side is retired. 1 run comes across the plate on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left as it is. Parker Cristal over at third base. 5-2 Fresno leading against your Medford Rogues. We head to the bottom half of inning number 3 right after this. Due up for your Rogues, it's Travis Finney, Orlando Covarrubias, and Garrett Bardo. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
From pizza to wings and calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. We head to the bottom half of inning number 3 at Harry and David Field. A 5-2 is our score. Fresno out in front against your Medford Rogues as Travis Finney leads off the frame as he stands in for his second at bat, followed by Orlando Covarrubias and Garrett Bardo. As it is 2, 3, and 4 due up for your Medford Rogues. 2 runs scored in the bottom half of inning number 2. Since then, this has been actually before that, rather, held scoreless. So Travis Finney, who reached on there in his first AB. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 1. Travis Finney from Melbourne, Australia. The young man from Yakima Valley College, currently in the transfer portal. Had 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball misses down and out, ball 2. Travis Finney this season averaging .306 in a Medford Rogues uniform. Travis Finney usually is the top of the order guy, but this week has been in the 9-hole, and tonight's in the 2-hole. 2-0 pitch. That's hit in the air. Right field, tracking it down is the right fielder, Aree. Circling to his left, and he makes the play for out number 1. Travis Finney flies out to right field for the first out of the frame as Orlando Covarrubias goes to work for his second at-bat. One on and the base is one out and the base is empty, I should say. Orlando Covarrubias stands in for his second AB. Worked to walk in his first at-bat. Left stranded over at second base, trying to cook offensively. 2 runs on 3 hits so far. Medford trying to close the gap on this 3-run deficit. 5-2, Fresno out in front. Bottom half inning number 3. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. First pitch on the way. Fastball dots the inside corner, strike 1. Covarrubias in his first at-bat worked a walk in the first. Got over to second base, was left stranded there. Strike 1 pitch, leans to a ground ball, right side, picked up at Sanders the second at second base, and the throw over to first is accurate for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for in the bottom half inning number 3 as Garrett Bardo climbs in now for his second at-bat of the evening. 0 for 1 so far in the Rogue Valley. Covarrubias grounds out 4-3. So Garrett Bardo trying to keep this offense moving for your Medford Rogues. 2 runs on 3 hits. 5-2, Fresno out in front. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Matthew Lopez, the young man from CSU Bakersfield, pitching well so far for the Fresno A's tonight. No balls, 1 strike. Lopez sets and the pitch. 0-1, misses downstairs and out with the off-speed, ball 1. You think about how this team's been playing so far this season. Adversity has been the middle name of the Rogues so far. 1-1 fastball, misses downstairs, ball 2. But you think about it, how the Rogues struggled on Friday night in game 1 of the series. Could not get a run across the plate into the 6th inning. 2-1, breaking ball, misses inside ball 3. Garrett Bardo's ahead, 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs and the base is empty. Infield playing deep for the Fresno A's. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 3-1, grounded to the left side, picked up at the shortstop of Smith. He'll glove at the throw over to first base, and the throw is accurate for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded as it is a 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Lopez. We have played 3 in the Rogue Valley. We go to the 4th right after this. Fresno 5, Medford 2. More from Medford right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
It's a 5-2 inning at Harry and David Field. My name is Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Sunday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. If you just now join us on the Rogue Streaming Network, let's catch you up on how the game has gone so far tonight. As Fresno wasted no time getting runs across the plate. 4 runs came across the plate in the first inning and able to tack on 1 run in the third. Nico Crowley having a struggling start in the Rogue Valley. Giving up 4 hits, 5 runs, 1 error. Does have 2 strikeouts to his credit, but the young man from the great state of Washington trying to have a lockdown inning to keep this game within reach. As Luke Naveau leads off the frame. 7-8-9 due up of Naveau, followed by Rodriguez and Sanders the second. 5-2 Fresno leading And Fresno cashed 4 runs in. This is part of the lineup that has struggled to get runners across the plate in this evening's contest. First offering home from Nico Crowley to the righty of Luke Novode. Curveball misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Luke Novode. 0 for 1 so far this evening. One ball, no strikes. Crowley sets, and the 1-0 dealt. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Novode. 0 for 1 so far tonight in the Rogue Valley. Novode had a fly out in his first at-bat back in the first. 1 ball and a strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fastball misses. Outside ball 2, and that's how tight the zone has been so far by the home plate umpire, Tim Barrett. It's been a very stringent zone so far tonight. Two balls and a strike from Nico Crowley. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, finds the upper third, strike 2. The count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The third baseman, Luke Novode, as Julian Rodriguez waits on deck for the Fresno A's. Two and two. Breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Third strikeout for Nico Crowley tonight. And another backwards K in the scorebook.
Now batting the catcher, Julian Rodriguez.
So Julian Rodriguez goes to work now. 1 out and the base is empty. Top of 4. 5-2 Fresno out in front as Rodriguez also 0 for 1 so far tonight. Nico Crowley has been able to find ways to strike with the irons hot. First pitch on the way, high fastball, wave and a miss, strike 1. Rodriguez struck out in his first AB to lead off the second. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. There's actually a fan of a bicycle riding around beyond the outfield, behind the fence. That 0-1 pitch is a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Julian Rodriguez trying to catch the action from beyond the outfield. No balls, 2 strikes. Crowley sets. And the 0-2 to the righty of Rodriguez. 0-2, line drive into left field. That ball is going to trail foul to the left of the line down that third base side. That ball had some heat on it from Rodriguez. So no balls and 2 strikes. The catcher, Julian Rodriguez. Rodriguez out of Metro State University. Another player from the A's, a part of the RMAC. No balls, 2 strikes. Crowley sets and the 0-2. Fastball in the air, left field. That ball is going to trail foul once again, put in the same exact place by Rodriguez. But how the wind's blowing, it's just curving foul down that left field line. The count remains the same, still no balls and 2 strikes. The catcher, Julian Rodriguez. Crowley ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 0-2, fastball, strike 3 called right down the pipe. Back-to-back Ks for Nico Crowley tonight. 4 strikeouts so far this evening.
Brian Sanders, the second.
2 up and 2 down in the frame as Brian Sanders, the second, stands in now. Beautiful pitching so far by Nico Crowley. Crowley has had a very accordion effect night. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Trying to finish it with a high. First pitch on the way. Wave and a miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the 9-hole hitter of Brian Sanders the second. 2 hits so far in this series. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Struck out in his first at-bat back in the second. 5-2 Fresno leading. We are in the 4th inning. No balls and a strike. Fastball swings at it. Chris Ortiz wants the appeal, and he did get it go around on it, strike 2. And Nico Crowley's in charge, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Crowley sets, and the 0-2 dealt. 0-2, wave and a miss, strike 3. The throw over to first base, and the throw is in time for out number 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as Nico Crowley strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded as it is a 1-2-3 frame. 5 strikeouts so far for Nico Crowley tonight for your Medford Rogues. We head to the home half inning number 4 right after this. Chris Ortiz, Troy Osborne, and Mark Fedro due up. Can the Rogues get themselves back in the lead? We shall see. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's a 5-2 lead for the Fresno Aces. We head to the bottom half inning number 4 at Harry and David Field, as it is Chris Ortiz, Troy Osborne, and Mark Fedro due up for your Medford Rogues. As it is your Rogues with 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Sunday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. As a starter for the Fresno A's, Matthew Lopez delivers the first pitch to the righty of Chris Ortiz. First pitch swinging, and that will go foul out of play down that first base side. Strike 1. Ortiz 0 for 1 so far tonight. Right-handed batter trying to cook offensively. No balls and a strike. Fastball grounded to the right side. Sanders can't make the play, and that ball's into right center. Base hit for Chris Ortiz. And he gets aboard of a leadoff base knock to begin the frame. So a leadoff base knock off the bat of Chris Ortiz brings up a guy who's been seeing the ball well so far this season and this evening, as it is Troy Osborne. 1 for 1 so far tonight. Right-handed batter trying to cook offensively. 5-2, Fresno out in front, bottom half inning number 4. Scores for a bunt, goes it back to throw over to second base, and the throw is not going to be in time. Chris Ortiz still second base. So another stolen base for your Medford Rogues in this season. 150 stolen bases going into tonight. And the first one of this evening. No balls and a strike to Troy Osborne, the right-handed batter trying to cook. Stars and stripes blowing into the ballpark. Chris Ortiz dancing around at second base. 0-1 pitch, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 2. We talked about this when Troy was at the plate in his first AB. 12 hits, 4 doubles, 1 homer, 5 stolen bases in the last 8 games. This guy's been seeing the ball well so far in the last week. 0-2 pitch, slider misses down in ball 1. 1-2 to Troy Osborne. Special thanks to B.G. Gould for that stat on Troy Osborne, the mayor of Medford. Chris Ortiz at second base. Troy Osborne behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Lopez, 1-2, slap foul down that third base side. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mark Fedro waits on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lopez sets. And the pitch. 1-2. Fastball misses downstairs and out. Ball 2. Count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The DH man at Troy Osborne. Osborne picked up his first home run in the Medford Rogues uniform this season in last night's 8-3 victory. 2-run jack, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, line drive into left center field. That's going to drop down for a hit. Rounding third, racing towards home is Chris Ortiz, and he's going to score standing up. RBI single off the bat of Troy Osborne. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Another great hit by Troy Osborne as the lead is cut down to 2. 5-3 is our score. And the home half inning number 4.
Now batting the third baseman, Mark Fedro.
1 on, no outs as Mark Fedro goes to work for his second at-bat. 0 for 1 so far. I know that Mark's family's listening right now back in Irvine. I know Mark's mom will be in the Rogue Valley next week. See Mark play. First offering home for Matthew Lopez is a fastball. It misses upstairs and in. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Mark Fedro. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Fly out back in the second. Troy Osborne over at first base. Parker Cristal holding the runner. 1-0 pitch. Fastball elevated. Ball 2. 4 hits so far for Troy Osborne in this series, but Mark Fedro trying to pick up his first hit. Pitch from Lopez. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to the Rogues' third baseman from Hawaii Hilo. Two balls and a strike. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. The count runs full. 2 balls. The count goes even rather. 2 balls and 2 strikes, I should say. Infield playing deep for the A's. Third baseman of Devote even at the bag. 2-2. That's going to be a slow roller right to the shortstop of Smith. Smith will throw it over to first base, and that is the first ground out of the frame. 6-3 on the ground out. As that moves Troy Osborne over from first to second base. Trevor Smith goes to work now with 1 out and 1 on. 5-3 Fresno leading. And Fresno trying to capitalize offensively, only trailing Medford, I should say, trying to capitalize offensively. This has been a tough one so far for the Rogues offensively tonight, trying to keep the offense moving. Good starter of Matthew Lopez has kept the bats of the Rogues guessing. Trevor Smith trying to guess right as that first pitch on the way. Off speed, misses outside, ball 1. This has been a very fun series for me because the Fresno A's was the former organization I got to work for 3 years, and a lot of great friends in that dugout on that first base side. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball slapped down that first base side. That is going to be a fair, I'm going to say that's a foul ball. They're going to say home plate umpire of Tim Barrett said it was foul, but that ball was right to the left of the line. Wow. First base coach Corey Saracusa said it was the left of the line. It was a fair ball. Okay, then. Okay, then. So Trevor Smith goes back to work. 1 ball and 1 strike now. If we had the Hawkeye system, that'd be very interesting. I know that Dave May's listening right now. Maybe that'll be brought up in the next Pacific Empire League board meeting to have the Hawkeye system for a replay review. 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty of Trevor Smith, and the pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 2. But that ball, we'll never know. I have to ask assistant coach Corey Saracusa if that ball was fair or foul. Troy Osborne at second base, only 180 feet away from scoring. The 2-1 pitch. Chopper fouled, and that will be a fair ball, and Parker Cristal will take it to the bag himself for 3 unassisted for the second out of the frame. That moves Troy Osborne over from second to third, and the Rogues are only 90 feet away from scoring in the home half inning number 4. 5-3 is our score. Fresno leading. Frankie Tigliano trying to cook offensively, and Medford trying to find more than 1 run across the, find more than 1 run in this inning. Righty, Frankie Rutigliano waits for the first pitch. First pitch on the way. Fastball lasers in on the inside corner, strike one. Rutigliano had an RBI that drove in a run. Back in the second. He's 1 for 1 so far. Trying to have another RBI, trying to drive in Troy Osborne. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike two. Rutigliano has 21 runs batted in so far, trying to make it 22 on this season. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball misses downstairs. Ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 9-hole hitter of Frankie Rutigliano. Aiden Horsley waits on deck for your Medford Rogues. One and 2 from Lopez. Fastball popped up out of play down that first base side. He'll do it again. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rutigliano. One ball, 2 strikes. Curveball hit in the air down that left field line. Will that be a fair ball? And that will not be a fair ball, says the third base umpire, Joe Woodley. That was a close one. We've seen that one before, especially when the A's are at the dish, especially in the bottom half of the order. So Frankie Rutigliano was close to his 22nd RBI in this 2025 campaign. Troy Osborne over at third base. 2 outs. Frankie Rutigliano trying to capitalize offensively behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Troy Osborne over at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left as it is Troy Osborne over at third base. Rogues take a bite out of the deficit. They only trail by 2, 5-3 against Fresno. We go to the 5th right after this. More from the Rogue Valley, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
For the Fresno A's as we head to the 5th inning at Harry and David Field. A 5-3 A's out in front against your Medford Rogues as it is Tyson Miller, George Smith, and Ethan Wood due up for the Fresno A's. 1, 2, and 3. 5 hits so far on the weekend for Tyson Miller, the future roadrunner of CSU Bakersfield. Stands in for his 3rd battle of Nico Crowley. First pitch on the way from Nico Crowley is a breaking ball that finds the inside corner, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to the center fielder of Tyson Miller. 1 for 1 so far for walk on this Sunday evening. Crowley Crowley sets, and the 0-1 home. Fastball hits it in the air, right field. Tracking it down is Travis Finney and Garrett Bardo. In foul territory, that ball will land on the fence. Does Garrett Bardo make the play? No, he does not, and that will be a foul ball. Garrett Bardo was right by the fence, but regardless, great play there, but it will be no balls and 2 strikes down to Tyson Miller. Singled in the first, walked in the second. He's been pretty prolific at the plate so far. 5 hits in the weekend for Mr. Tyson Miller. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball fouled off down that third base side, out of play. We'll do it again. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The center fielder, Tyson Miller. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, fastball up and out, ball 1. And how prolific Tyson Miller has been at the dish so far this weekend. Trying to get a strikeout is the biggest goal. And plus, Miller is the K batter tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, ground ball, comebacker right to Nico Crowley. Crowley underhands it over to first base, and he gets Miller out 1-3 for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty as the two-hole hitter of George Smith goes to work now. 5-3 Fresno out in front against your Medford Rogues. George Smith, 2 walks so far, able to cash them in for runs in both appearances in the first and the third. Game 3 of this 3-game series between the Fresno A's and your Medford Rogues. Medford trying to claw themselves back, take the lead away. First pitch on the way, fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. And before the offense can get back to the dish, Nico Crowley and company have to find the strike zone and also do their part as that 1-0 pitch misses inside of ball 2. And Tim Barrett's had a very strict strike zone so far this evening. A lot of calls that you normally think that are strikes are called balls. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 2-0 fastball, tap foul down that first base side, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to the shortstop of George Smith. Worked a walk in the first. Cashed it in for a run. Worked a walk in the third. Cashed that in also for a run as well. 2 balls and a strike from Nico Crowley, and the pitch. 2-1, line drive into left center field. Tracking it down is Aiden Horsley, and Horsley makes the play for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th as Ethan Wood stands in for his 3rd at-bat of the evening. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Bases empty, 2 outs. Nico Crowley's had fun on the hill so far tonight. It's been an accordion effect for Mr. Crowley. A lot of good and some things to improve on. Right out the gate in the first inning, gave up 4 runs, settled in with a pair of strikeouts and gave up a walk. First pitch, ground ball up the middle. That's going to go into center field for a hit. And Ethan Wood on the first pitch he sees gets aboard of his 2nd hit of the evening, 4th hit of the weekend. So a single off the bat of Ethan Wood continues the frame. 1 on, 2 outs. The 4-hole hitter of Parker Cristall goes to work. 1 for 1 so far off a walk on the Sunday evening. 5-3, Fresno out in front against the Medford Rogues. Game 3 of this 3-game series. Trying to slow down the hot bats of the Fresno A's. The ace coming to play in the final game of the series. First offering home. Fastball misses up and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Parker Cristall. Cristall, a returner from last season. Guy who was playing at Wabash Valley College. I know that his family's listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, that's going to be a ground ball, and that is going to trail foul down that third base side, strike 1. And I remember Parker Cristall's first home run. His first home run in a Medford Rogues uniform was against the California Halos at Chansey Park in downtown Fresno. First pitch he saw, got it over the 325 sign in left field. Chansey Park is a pretty deep park to play at, 1-1. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 2. But Parker Cristall powered it over that left field wall for his first home run in the Medford Rogues uniform. Has a couple of home runs so far in this season. Many of these players of the A's play at the RMAC or at Wabash Valley College. 2-1 pitch, fastball misses up and out, ball 3, like what Parker Cristall is at, or the starter of Friday night, Cooper King going to Central Arkansas. Ethan Wood over at first base. Garibaldo holding the runner. 3 balls and a strike. Crowley sets. And the 3-1 pitch home. 3-1 fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. The count feels 3-2 to Parker Cristall. Big lead for Ethan Wood over at first base. Garrett Barrow not holding the runner. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball fouled off. We'll do it again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Parker Crystal. Ethan Wood over at first base. Crystal trying to extend the frame. 5-3 Fresno leading. We are in the 5th inning. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3, and Nico Crowley sneaks out of the jam. How about that? 6 Ks tonight for Nico Crowley, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, as it is Ethan Wood left on at first base. We go to the bottom half, inning number 5. Right after this, can Medford claw themselves back out of this 2-run deficit? They'll try to do that with Aiden Horsley, Travis Finney, and Orlando Covarrubias. Fresno 5, Medford 3. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
Or college. Know your role.
You can be a player,
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
they have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Aiden Horsley leads off the frame in the home half, inning number 5. 5-3 Fresno leading against your Medford Rogues, as it is Aiden Horsley followed by Travis Finney and Orlando Covarrubias. New pitcher coming in for the Fresno A's, as it is Cameron Rosen. And this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. First pitch swinging by Aiden Horsley in the air, right field. That ball is going to drop down right in front of the right fielder, Aree. And Aiden Horsley gets aboard of a leadoff knock to begin the bottom half, inning number 5. So a single off the bat of Aiden Horsley brings up the 2-hole hitter of Travis Finney. 5-3, Fresno leading against the Medford Rogues. Travis Finney trying to keep this offense moving. 0 for 1 so far with an error. Cameron Rosen out of Stanislaus State. The tall righty battles the righty of Travis Finney right on right with 1 on and no outs. First pitch on the way, a bunt. That will trail foul down that third base side. Strike 1. Travis Finney so far this season averaging .306 at the dish. Rogues trying to keep this offense moving. Rogues tacked on 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the fourth. Trying to find that Achilles heel in the new reliever of Cameron Rosen. No balls and a strike. The throw at a first base. Try to get the runner of Aiden Horsley out, and Horsley gets back to the bag after slipping a little bit. So no balls and 1 strike. On 1 pitch, the throw over to first base, and he did get him out, so that is going to be Aiden Horsley tagged out at second base. So Rosen gets Horsley out, so the leadoff base runner is not on anymore. So now the base is empty and 1 out. Count still no balls and 1 strike. Travis Finney trying to find some offense. 2 hits so far in this series against the A's. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. Line drive down that right field line. That ball will scream into the grass berm on that first base side. And a kid will land on the ball, and he'll take home that souvenir. No balls and 2 strikes. Travis Finney. Stars and Stripes still blowing into the ballpark on the Sunday evening. Shadows starting to appear at the ballpark, and the 0-2. Fastball misses outside of ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch home from Rosen. 1-2, line drive foul down that first base side, out of play. Travis Finney having a good at-bat with the new reliever, Cameron Rosen, the young man from Stanislaus State. Stanislaus State is based in Turlock, California. D2 program. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch, looping curveball, and that is missing outside ball 2. Rosen stepped off the mound, and he'll climb back on it once again. Two balls, 2 strikes. Rosen gets the signal, and the 2-2 home. 2-2, looping curveball, chopper foul down that third base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Young man who went to Dexter High School in Michigan. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home from Rosen. 2-2, fastball misses inside of all 3, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cameron Rosen stands at 6'4", 180. Tall righty trying to get the righty of Travis Finney out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 3-2, taps it foul down that first base side. Good at bat between Travis Finney and Cam Rosen. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 3-2, fastball misses downstairs, ball 4. And Travis Finney works a 1-out walk after a lengthy at-bat. 1 on, 1 out. Orlando Covarrubias goes to work now. Covarrubias 0 for 1 so far this evening with a walk. Trying to draw another walk, or even better, try to get a hit. Big at-bat and also a big inning right now, as we are on the halfway point in this one on the Sunday evening. 5-3, Fresno out in front against your Medford Rogues. Final game of this series. Rogues trying to get the sweep against the Fresno A's. First pitch home, fastball, line drive in the air, right field. Going back is Ree, and Ree at the track makes the grab to Rob Covarrubias. Covarrubias flies out for the second out of the frame. 2 outs and 1 on, as it is the first baseman, Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo trying to find some offense. Bardo so far 0 for 2 so far from fielder's choice and a 6-3 ground out. Rosen checks on the runner of Travis Finney at first base. Throw the pitch over to the plate is a fast off speed that misses downstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The first baseman, Garrett Bardo, 1 hit so far in this series. Reached on a fielder's choice, and here's first at bat. Grounded out to short, back in the third. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch home from Rosen. Fastball elevated, ball 2. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for your Medford Rogues. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Fresno. 2 balls and no strikes. Rosen sets and the pitch. 2-0 fastball, wave and a miss, strike 1. And that pump fake by the catcher Rodriguez gets Travis Finney back over to first base. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Garrett Bardo. Two-one pitch, the throw to first base. Tag is late. Travis Finney still over at first base. We are in the home half of the 5th. Two-one. Curveball, that's actually finds the upper third, strike 2. And the count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild. And the home half, inning number 5. Stars and Stripes still blowing into the ballpark. Garrett Bardo trying to get aboard. 2-2 pitch, misses downstairs. A throw over to second base, and the tag is not going to be applied in time. And the appeal to Andrew Herbal, the first baseman, is not going to, well, he did not go around on it, and the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Travis Finney over at second base with that stolen base. 150 stolen bases so far going into this evening's contest. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rosen sets, and the 3-2 home. Fastball fouled off, and this has been a lengthy inning, a lengthy at-bats. Think about the Travis Finney at-bat, now the Garrett Bardo at-bat. Lengthy at-bats has been the key so far for this Rogues offense to raise the pitch count on opposing pitchers. Blowing into the ballpark on the Sunday evening. Counts full, 3-2, and the pitch, 3-2. That's going to be knuckling. That ball goes right to the second baseman of Sanders, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, as it is Travis Finney over at second base. Fresno still leads by 2, 5-3 against your Medford Rogues. On to the top half of inning number 6 we go. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Medford still trailing by 2, 5-3 against the Fresno A's. We go to the top half of inning number 6 at Harry and David Field. My name is Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Sunday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues baseball. We are brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. As it is a new pitcher on the hill for your Medford Rogues, as Sam Janik will take over the controls for the Rogues in relief of the starter Nico Crowley. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Sam Janik from Bucknell University. I know that his dad was in the Rogue Valley this week. Great conversation with Sam's dad, talking about baseball, and Sam Janik pitching on the hill. As Nico Crowley in his final start in a Medford Rogues uniform this season goes 5 innings strong, 6 strikeouts, does give up 5 hits, 5 runs, 1 error, and did walk 1, 2, 3, only 3 walks. Excuse me, 4 walks, I should say. 4 walks given up as Mikey Ramirez leads off the frame, followed by Luke Ree and Luke Naveau. So Sam Janik takes over the controls. Sam Janik with an earned run average of 2.63 on this 2025 campaign. 10 appearances so far. No starts. 13 2/3 innings pitched. The young man from Pennsylvania trying to slow down the hot bats of the Fresno A's. 5 runs on 5 hits so far tonight for the Fresno A's. 4 runs scored in that first inning. Fresno came out hot, swinging the bat well. 4 runs on 3 hits. First offering home from Sam Janik. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike 1. Ramirez 0 for 2 so far tonight, still searching for his first hit. Does have an RBI to his credit tonight. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. 0-1 hits it in the air. Left field going back is Trevor Smith. Trevor Smith at the wall. Does he make the play? Did he haul it in? No, he does not. That ball is right by the Chick-fil-A sign. Speeding from second, going towards third is Ramirez, and he slides into the third base station of a leadoff sliding triple. And Mikey Ramirez showing off his speed in the Rogue Valley. So a triple off the bat of Ramirez brings up the 6-hole hitter of Luke Reed. Trevor Smith trying to track that one down. We talked about this earlier about how the shade can play tricks on everybody's eyes, especially the outfielder's eyes. And where that ball was placed at was right in the shade, and where the ball landed at when Trevor Smith tried to make the grab, it was back in the sun. So Fresno only 90 feet away from scoring to begin the top half of inning number 6. Luke Ree goes to work now. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Sam Janik sets. And the first pitch home. Scores for a bunt. Fastball misses inside, ball 1. Sam Janik trying to settle down. This has been a part of this game that has had its moments. Crowley had his moments on the hill trying to locate the strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and in, ball 2. Sam Janik right now trying to settle in and trying to find his groove with this strict strike zone dictated by the home plate umpire, Tim Barrett. Tim Barrett's had a very strict zone so far tonight. Stars and stripes blown into the ballpark. Lights are turned on. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 2-0, chopper foul down that third base side. Strike 1. Sam Janik's a guy that grew up in the great state of Pennsylvania, but normally the players fly out to Medford, but Sam and his dad drove out from Pennsylvania, saw most of the national parks along the way, going to Oregon. 2 balls and a strike, Sam writes, and the 2-1 home. Fastball popped up in the air, first base side out of play, and it will go out of play down that first base side. Still will be going 2 balls and 2 strikes. The right footer of Luke Reed as Luke Novo waits on deck. So the infield closed in for the Rogues now. Mikey Ramirez over at third base. Only 90 feet away from scoring. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Reed goes down swinging for the first out of the frame. Good pitching by Sam Janik. 1 out and 1 on. As the third baseman, Luke Novo, goes to work now. So the Rogues infield will go back to their normal spots. They'll stay in their same spots they were. But the infield closed in, all on the grass. 5-3, Fresno out in front. 1 out and 1 on. Luke Novo trying to drive in some more insurance for the A's. First pitch on the way, ground ball. Fisted foul down that first base side, strike 1. It's been a tough one so far for this pitching staff for the Rogues. They've had their moments. The A's taking full advantage of the opportunities when striking while the iron's hot. 4 runs in the first frame. Since then, Fresno tacked on a run in the third, but it's been good pitching on the hill for the A's and a good offense that has been the equalizer so far in the final game of this 3-game series. No balls and a strike. Fastball, high and tight, ball 1 to the righty of Luke Novo. Luke Novo 0 for 2 so far tonight, a fly out and a strikeout. Struck out in his last appearance, was part of that 1-2-3 frame for Nico Crowley when he strikes out the side. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1. Breaking ball finds the upper third, strike 2. And a good breaking ball there by Sam Janik. If Sam Janik can work on that breaking ball later on, this would be big. One ball, 2 strikes. Janik sets ahead, and the pitch, 1-2. Ground line drive right to Frankie Ritigliano. The throw to third base, and it is a double play. How about that? You don't normally see that. A 6-5 double play. The sneak out of the frame. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom half, inning number 6. Is that the energy the Rogues need offensively? We shall see. The defense did their part. Can the offense reciprocate? We shall see. Fresno 5, Medford 3. We'll be right back after this on the Rogue Valley. Beautiful evening for baseball. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Chris Ortiz leads off the home half of inning number 6 at Harry and David Field. A 5-3 Fresno leading against your Medford Rogues as the first pitch on the way is a wave and a miss, strike 1 from the reliever of Cameron Rosen. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Chris Ortiz. 1 for 2 so far tonight as it is 5, 6, and 7 due up of Ortiz, followed by Osborne and Fedro. This Rogues offense right now only 3 runs on 6 hits, trying to capitalize, only trailing by 2, 5-3. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be ground ball into left field. Escapes away from the shortstop of Smith. And Chris Ortiz gets aboard with another leadoff single this evening in the Rogue Valley. One on, no outs as Troy Osborne goes to work. 2 for 2 so far tonight. 4 hits so far in the series. Troy Osborne trying to strike with the irons hot. This has been a very interesting one so far tonight. 5-3 is our score. Fresno out in front. Medford has trailed this whole entire time, trying to take the lead away for the first time as that first pitch on the way is a strike that finds the inside corner, 0-1. And right now, you think about how this team's been playing so far. The Rogues have had their moments. This is kind of start building up to what we saw on Friday night. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Ground ball, comebacker, mishandled by Rosen. Rosen will try to track that one down, and he has to surrender that one and falls on the grenade. Troy Osborne gets aboard with an infield single. That'll put runners at first and second. So a single off the bat of Chris Ortiz and an infield single off the bat of Troy Osborne. Mark Fedro goes to work now. 2 outs, the base is empty. 5-3 Fresno leading. And now the go-ahead run comes up to the plate now of 2 on and no outs. This is a pretty big at-bat now for this Medford Rogue squad, trying to claw themselves back after trailing by 2, 5-3 against the Fresno A's. We are in the bottom half of inning number 6. This is a big at-bat right now for Mark Fedro. Mark Fedro 0 for 2 so far for ground out and a fly out. The righty trying to have a big at-bat, as it is. Ortiz at second base, Osborne at first. Big lead for Chris Ortiz. Runner goes, scores for a bunt, pushes it down that first base side. Picked up by Cristall. Cristall trying to tag Mark Fedro, and he does get the tag applied as he moves the runners over. And the small ball being used once again. Chris Ortiz at third base, Osborne at second. So it will be a sac bunt off the bat of Mark Fedro. And that's teamwork right there. Small ball has been fun to watch so far for this Rogue squad tonight. And speaking of using the small ball, Medford, it has been Trevor Smith. Bunt single in his first at-bat, back in the second. Ground out to the first baseman of Chris Dahl. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight, trying to find some offense. And you think about this, less than 2 outs. Runner at third base, a simple sac fly could make this a 2-run game. That will be a bunt. That will be trailed foul down that third base side. The catcher, Rodriguez, has a good memory. He does remember that first at-bat for Smith. He was ready to throw it over to first base. Strike one. Ortiz at third base, Osborne at second base. 5-3 is our score. Trevor's parents in attendance tonight at Harry and David Field. Corner infielders of Novode and Cristall on the grass. At first and third is that strike one pitch. Locates on the outside corner, strike two. Trevor Smith trying to cook offensively. Still searching for a big hit. Has had one big single. Does have that bunt single earlier today in the game. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out. Ortiz at third base. Osborne at second. Right now, a simple sac fly could try to make this game within 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hits it in the air. That is going to be driven into shallow center field. That ball is going to drop down and right in front of the center fielder of Miller. That's going to drive in 1. RBI single off the bat of Trevor Smith. And the Rogues are only within 1. 5-4, Fresno leading in Game 3 of the series. So an RBI single that bloops out the center field for Trevor Smith. Brings up Frankie Ritigliano now. Runners on the corners. Osborne moves from second to third. And this score right now has been fun to watch. And this has been an inning that has been big for the Rogues so far this season. You got to go back in the time machine to what we saw on Friday night. Without that 1 run getting across the plate, who knows what would have happened on the 4th of July. First offering to home from Cameron Rosen. Throw over to first base instead to chase back the runner, Trevor Smith. He gets back to the bag safely with 2 on and 1 out. 5-4, Fresno leading, bottom of 6. Tigliano had a huge RBI in his first AB, back in the second. Scores for a bunt. That'll be a comebacker left side, picked up by Rosen. A throw to the plate, and he's safe. RBI bunt single. Trevor Smith scoots on over to third base. And that puts runners on the corners, and we are tied up at 5 apiece in the bottom half of inning number 6. So the small ball is working out perfectly for the Medford Rogues. Oh my, wow. 2 runs so far have scored. You think about how this team's been playing so far tonight. 2 runs scored. And now head coach Wyatt Featherston steps out of the dugout for the Fresno A's. And you think about how this team's been playing so far. So a single, infield single, a single off the bat of Ortiz, infield single off the bat of Osborne, an RBI single that bloops into center field for Trevor Smith, and an RBI bunt single off the bat of Frankie Ritigliano. That will make the A's go to the bullpen. New pitcher coming in, a returner from last year, will make his appearance back in the Rogue Valley for the Fresno A's. Gio Casas will take over the reins to tell you about his numbers when we come right back after this. All tied up at 5 apiece. Runners on the corners and 1 out. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
New pitcher for the Fresno A's, as is Gio Casas in relief of the reliever of Cameron Rosen. And this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Zayden Horsley will go back to work with runners on the corners. Gio Casas heads in with runners on the corners, all tied up at 5 apiece. Bottom half of inning number 6 in the Rogue Valley. This has been a very interesting game so far tonight. First offering home from Gio Casas, the righty. That will be a fastball. Escapes away from the catcher of Rodriguez. Ball 1. Gio Casas, a guy who was a part of the A's last season. A guy who just finished up his first year at Regis University, the Ranger on the hill. Behind 1 ball and no strikes. Throw to first base. Chase back the runner of Frankie Rutigliano. If you're just now joining us on the Rogue Streaming Network, let's catch you up on how this inning has gone so far. Chris Ortiz led off the frame with a single. Troy Osborne got aboard with a single as well. Sack bunt pushed everybody over second and third. The throw over to second base. And Rutigliano swipes second base. Runners at second and third now. And another stolen base for your Medford Rogues. 1 ball and 1 strike now. The righty of Aiden Horsley. He's 1 for 3 so far tonight with a single and a sac fly and a 6-3 ground out. But getting back to what happened earlier to get the reliever of Rosen to be chased out of the game. Sac bunt off the bat of Mark Federal. RBI single off the bat of Trevor Smith that blooped into center field. RBI bunt single again from Frankie Rutigliano. Infield closed in for the A's. That 1-1 pitch fastball misses outside of ball 2. And yesterday during batting practice with the on-field BP, the Rogues were practicing bunts. Fastball misses outside, or that'd be a strike. As that is 2 balls and 2 strikes now. When you think about how this team's been playing so far, Medford trying to keep the offense moving. All tied up at 5 apiece. We are in the bottom half of inning number 6. As that 2-2 pitch, fastball misses up and in, ball 3. Smith at third base, Rutigliano at second. Three and 2. Fastball misses outside of ball 4. And Horsley's walk is going to load the bases. And this has been a very frustrating one so far for the A's. The Rogues covering all the bags with all of 1 out. Medford trying to keep the pedal to the metal offensively, trying to put some separation and probably take the lead away for the first time in this evening. Bases loaded, all tied up at 5 apiece. 2 runs on 4 hits so far tonight as that first pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Travis Finney. One out. Fastball misses down and out, ball 2. Finney 0 for 1 so far with a walk and got aboard with an error in his first AB, trying to cook ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Rogues covering all the bags in the final game of this 3-game series. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball lifted foul down that first base side out of play, strike 1. You think about how this team's been playing so far. Facing adversity has not been a challenge for this team. This is a team that likes the adversity, likes being able to fight back when there's a deficit. 2-1 pitch, line drive, and that ball is going to go off the glove of the second baseman, Sanders. Smith's going to score standing up. RBI single off the bat of Travis Finney, and the Rogues take the lead away for the first time tonight. So they're going to say that will be a fielder's choice.
Now batting the right fielder, Orlando Covarrubias.
So that puts runners at first and second now. (6-5) is our score. Bottom half of inning number 6. Runners at first and second. It's actually that. Three runs scored so far in this frame. 6-5 is our score. 1-run lead for your Medford Rogues in the final game of this 3-game series. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball bounces away from the catcher, Rodriguez. So Horsley. So officially that will be another out. My apologies. Smith was able to score standing up, so Retigliano forced out. So Horsley and Finney at first and second. An RBI fielder's choice. 2-0 pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner, strike 2. Scoreboard reads 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's see what the home plate umpire, Tim Barrett, has. Gio Casas trying to sneak out of this frame. Guy who just finished up his first year at Regis University. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Fastball finds the upper third. Okay. So they're gonna now that'll be officially 2-2. So I got a little bit of ahead of myself. My apologies. So now Covarrubias trying to find this offense. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner with the off speed, and the inning is over. 3 runs across the plate for your Medford Rogues. They take the lead away on 1, 2, 3, 4. On 4 hits, no errors, and runners left on at first and second. Aiden Horsley at second base, and Travis Finney at first base. Medford leading by 1, 6-5 against the Fresno A's. We go to the 7th right after this. More from the Rogue Valley. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
We head to the 7th inning at Harry and David Field, as it is a new pitcher on the hill for your Medford Rogues, as Noah Lowe takes over the reins from Sam Janik. This pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Sam Janik gets 1 inning on the hill. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 strikeout, and no walks. As Noah Lowe gets his warm-up tosses in right now. 3rd pitcher use so far on this Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Noah Lowe, his numbers so far in this 2025 campaign has been pretty good so far. Noah Lowe was a starter earlier in the season. Noah Lowe, run average of 5, 6 appearances, 3 starts, has 9 innings pitched, and has over
Leading off the top
13
of the
strikeouts in the Medford Rogues uniform this season, as the first batter he'll be facing is the catcher of Julian Rodriguez. 8-9-1 due-up of Rodriguez, followed by Sanders the second, and Tyson Miller. Evening is in effect right now in the Rogue Valley. Sun's about to set. Lights are turned on at Harry and David Field as we are in the 7th inning. Noah Lowe, the tall righty, battles the righty of Julian Rodriguez. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. Julian Rodriguez in his first game in the Rogue Valley for the Fresno A's. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Pair of strikeouts in the second and the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0. Fastball blows right past him. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the 8-hole hitter of the Julian Rodriguez. And also, a good friend of mine, Raul's listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network back in Fresno. 1 ball, 1 strike, low sets, and the 1-1 home. That's hit in the air. That's popped up on that third base side. Mark Federer going to try to give it a chase, but that ball will land on that third base side in the general admission. After tonight, not too many home games. 9 more home games. 6 games next week, 3 games against the West Coast Kings, and after that 6-game road trip for your Medford Rogues. But 9 more opportunities to see the Medford Rogues play in the Rogue Valley. 9 more opportunities to see Rowdy do his antics on the field. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And also 9 more opportunities to get your favorite beverage, the Double Play Beer House at the Bullpen Grill. Get a chance to get more autographs with this Medford Rogue squad. 2-2 from Noah Lowe. Fastball, and that is going to be a check swing. Did he go around on it? Yes, he did. And the first batter Noah Lowe sees. He's able to strike him out for the first out of the inning. 1 out, and the base is empty. As the 9-hole hitter of Brian Sanders, the second, goes to work now. 6-5, Medford out in front. Medford taking the lead away with 3 runs in the bottom half of inning number 6. And using the small ball. Talking with their broadcaster, Jarrett Smith. The Fresno A's broadcaster, Jarrett Smith, was talking about, man, you guys are playing really good baseball, especially with that small ball effect. And Medford has been able to do that pretty well so far throughout this whole entire 2025 campaign, using that small ball, able to move runners over with the sac fly or the sac bunt, or stealing bases, forcing the hand of other teams. 1 ball and no strikes, low sets, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball lasers in on the inside corner, strike 1. And you think about how this team's been playing so far this season. Medford trying to keep the pedal to the metal now. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, breaking ball, misses outside, ball 2. 2-1 to the 9-hole hitter of Brian Sanders, the second. Two balls, 1 strike, low sets. 2-1 from the tall righty. 2-1, fastball skips in the dirt, ball 3. Noah Lowe trying to get that second strikeout or even that second out behind 3 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, low sets. He waits. Lowe takes a deep breath, and the 3-1 home. 3-1 fastball grounded left side, as it is Rutigliano will vacuum up at short. The throw over to first base, and the throw is accurate for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down in the frame, as it is the top of the order guy of Tyson Miller. Tyson Miller so far tonight, 1 for 2 so far for a walk. 5 hits on the weekend. 2 outs and the base is empty. Tyson Miller trying to cook something up offensively. 6-5. Medford out in front against the Fresno A's. Medford trying to keep the pedal to the metal defensively, get the offense back on the field. First offering home from Lowe. Fastball lasers in on the outside third strike. I'm going to say a ball outside, ball 1. And once again, that strike zone from Tim Barrett has been very peculiar so far throughout the whole entire game. A very strict zone. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball lasers in on the outside third, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the A's lefty. How about this? Tyson Miller is the K batter tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lowe sets the belt, takes a deep breath, and the 1-1. Ground ball left side picked up by Mark Fedro on the shift. The throw over to first in time for out number 3, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded, as it is a 1-2-3 inning for Noah Lowe. We go to the bottom half of inning number 7, I should say. Big opportunity now for your Medford Rogues to get some separation on the Fresno A's, as it is Garrett Bardo, Chris Ortiz, and Troy Osborne. They'll try to do that when we come right back after this. It's time to stretch in the Rogue Valley. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball.
No balls and a strike to Garrett Barlow to begin the bottom half of inning number 7. 6-5, Medford out in front. 0-1 pitch is a off-speed wave and a missed strike 2. Gio Costas on the hill pitching for the Fresno A's in relief of the reliever of Kevin Rosen. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch 0-2. That's fouled off to the screen. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo 0 for 3 so far tonight with a ground out, a line out. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, left stranded over at first base. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from Casas. 0-2. Fastball escapes out of the mitt of the catcher of Rodriguez. Ball 1. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for your Medford Rogues. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Fresno A's. 1-2. Hits it in the air. Deep shot, deep left field. All Ramirez can do is watch that one leave the yard. Goodbye, see you later. Garrett Bardo goes yard. His first home run of 2025. Garrett Bardo goes yard, and Medford extends their lead by 2, 7-5 in the home 7th. His first home run in the Medford Rogues uniform and the 3rd home run to left field in this series. And the Rogues offense looking like the team we saw last night in the middle game of the series. So Chris Ortiz goes to work now. Is that first pitch on the way? As the fastball misses outside, ball 1. Garrett Bardo's home run's probably still orbiting the stratosphere. 1 ball and no strikes. Pops it up in the air as Chris Ortiz, the first baseman of Parker Cristall, try to camp under it. Parker Cristall snags it for out number 1. So Chris Ortiz pops out for the first out of the frame. With 1 out, nobody on. Troy Osborne goes to work. Speaking of somebody who has hit a home run so far in this series, probably to the same exact spot. Troy Osborne's been seeing the ball well so far in this weekend series. And also in this week, we talked about this earlier. Thank you for the stats from BG Gould, our baseball director ops, first offering home, and he's almost hit by the pitch, and he did get hit by the pitch. So Troy Osborne reaches on a hit by pitch. So another great inning so far for the Rogues so far. 1 out and 1 on. Mark Fedro goes to work now. Sack bunt in his last AB. as he climbs in for his 4th trip to the dish. 7-5, Medford out in front, 7 runs on 11 hits so far in this game this evening. First offering on the way, fastball misses outside, ball 1. But this team right now playing some really good baseball. And it feels like that this Rogues team likes the adversity. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch to Fedro. 1-0, breaking ball, finds that inside third, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mark Fedro, young man from Hawaii Hilo. Fedro averaging 273 at the dish this season. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, dots that inside corner, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mark Fedro as Trevor Smith waits on deck. A leadoff home run to left field for Garrett Bardo has been the offense so far. 1-2, fastball, chopped foul down that third base side. Troy Osborne at first base. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mark Fedro, I should say. And a perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. The Glacier blue skies have disappeared, but how about this? The sunset colors beyond the distance. 1-2 pitch, got a piece of it, and that will be for a strike. So Mark Fedro will go back to the dugout. So Fedro will go back to the dugout. So that is the 2nd out of the frame. 1 on, 2 outs. Trevor Smith goes to work now. 2 for 3 so far tonight. Bunt single and an RBI single. Trevor Smith trying to find this offense once again. Troy Osborne over at first base trying to capitalize. Parker Cristal holding the runner. First offer at home from Gio Casas. Fastball, spoiled foul down that third base side, strike 1. No balls and a strike. And the pitch home from Casas. 0-1. That's going to be popped up in the air. Left side of the infield, tracking it down is Nouveau. Nouveau is actually going to have the catcher of Rodriguez make the grab, and the inning is over. But how about this? The inning starts off of a solo home run from Garrett Bardo, his first of 2025. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left as it is. Troy Osborne over at first base. We go to the 8th right after this. 2-run lead for your Medford Rogues against the Fresno A's. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
George Smith leads off the 8th inning for the Fresno A's. 7-5 Medford out in front against the Fresno A's as it is 2, 3, and 4 due up. A Smith followed by Wood and Cristal. Noah Lowe still on the hill pitching. First pitch on the way. Fastball popped up in the air, out of play on that first base side. Strike 1. Yes, a beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Lights are turned on. It's a picturesque day to start off the game, but now you definitely see the sunset colors starting to appear with the reds and the oranges. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 1. Not the song called Something in the Orange from Zach Bryan, but right now a lot of colors painting the landscape in the Rogue Valley. It's sunset time on this Sunday evening in Medford, Oregon. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. That fastball's been on point so far for Noah Lowe. Chris Ortiz got hit a little bit. Head coach Kevin Olmstead steps out of the dugout to make sure Chris Ortiz is okay. Chris Ortiz has been catching a lot of games so far for this Rogue squad in this 2025 campaign. Chris Ortiz trying to catch his breath now. 7-5 Medford out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of George Smith. 0 for 1 so far with a pair of walks. And the conversation continues. And this pause the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, Stephen Calzones. Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Chris Ortiz ready to battle it out once again, trying to get his battery mate of Noah Lowe to get this strikeout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The leadoff man of George Smith, Ethan Wood, waits on deck. Rogues right now trying to get that 1-2-3 inning to keep that offense of the A's from scoring any more runs. 4 runs scored in that first inning for the A's. 1-2 pitch, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3, and that's how you start off the 8th inning. George Smith down on strikes. Beautiful pitching from Noah Lowe. That fastball has a lot of bite on it on this Sunday evening. Ethan Wood goes to work now. Ethan Wood, 2 for 3 so far with an RBI double and a single. Lone fly out in the second. Infield starting to shift a little bit to the right. We have not seen the Rogues do much shift. But the left-handed batter, Ethan Wood, a guy who's been seeing the ball pretty well so far. 4 hits this weekend, 2 hits tonight. Had a solo jack in Friday night's game. Get the first run across the plate for either team. No balls and a strike, Noah Lowe sets, and the strike 1 pitch home. Fastball pulls the string on it, strike 2. Beautiful pitch there by Noah Lowe, good fastball there. I know that the RMAC Insider is listening right now. Shout out to him. Hopefully he's doing well back in RMAC land. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 0-2, fastball misses down and in, ball 1. So totally so far in this Rogues pitching staff, 9 Ks for 3 pitchers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low ahead still. And the 1-2 home. 1-2, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3, back-to-back Ks. Noah Lowe goes with the heater on that one. 2 up and 2 down in the 8th. 2 strikeouts so far in this inning for Noah Lowe. 3 in total in relief. 2 outs, the base is empty now. So the right-handed batter, Parker Cristall, goes to work now. 1 for 2 so far. With a walk on the Sunday evening in the Rogue Valley. Game 3 of this series between the Rogues and the Fresno A's. 7-5 is our score. Medford out in front, and the first pitch home. Fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Parker Cristall. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 0-1, fastball dots the outside corner, strike 2. And Noah Lowe is in charge, no balls and 2 strikes. The tall righty has had the command of that fastball so far throughout this whole entire evening when he's been on the hill in relief. No balls, 2 strikes. Lowe sets, takes a deep breath, and the 0-2 home. Fastball outside, ball 1. Rogues are back in the Pacific Empire League action starting Tuesday night against the Humboldt Crabs. Pre-game show at 6:15. First pitch at 6:35 at Harry and David Field. 3-game series against the Crabs. 3-game series against Lincoln Potters. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball skips across the plate, 2-2. Deuce is wild now, top of 8. This team right now playing some really good baseball as we're about to head into the second to last. Technically, after tonight, it's all PEL action. You have 3 more weeks of PEL play, 1 week at home, 1 week on the road, 2-2. Breaking ball, and that is going to miss upstairs. Oh, my. Tim Barrett has called a very peculiar zone so far tonight. Noah Lowe stepped off the hill. About to congratulate Chris Ortiz. They've got the counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That's fouled off to the screen. Good battle for Parker Crystal. So 3-game series against Humboldt starting Tuesday. 3-game series against Lincoln Potter starting Friday. And it's a week on the road in the Golden State, taking on the Healdsburg Prune Packers starting Tuesday. Then a 3-game series at McBean against Lincoln Potters. Then it's half at home, half on the road that next week to close out the final week of the regular season. 3 games against the West Coast Kings and 3 against the Humboldt Crabs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball misses downstairs for ball 4. And Parker Crystal coaxes a 2-out walk to continue the frame. And that was a at-bat that could have ended earlier without that pitch that missed upstairs. Tim Barrett having a very peculiar strike zone tonight. Very tight zone. 7-5 Medford out in front. Mikey Ramirez stands in. Ramirez 1 for 3 so far tonight with a triple and a ground out and an RBI ground out. Noah Lowe gets himself back on the rubber once again. Wind blowing into the ballpark. We are in the 8th. Lowe sets, and the first pitch. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. Good pitch there. A lot of break on that fastball for Noah Lowe. We have not seen that this season. Noah ahead, no balls and a strike. Strike 1 pitch home. Fastball misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the left fielder, Mikey Ramirez. Triple to lead off the 6th. Grounded to the second baseman, Finney in the 3rd. RBI ground out to get another run across the plate in that 4-run first inning for the Fresno A's. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the throw to first base. The ball gets away from the first baseman, Garrett Bartle. Parker Crystal is going to take advantage of that, speeding towards second base. He's going to go all the way to third base, and he's going to coast into the third base station, sliding in. So off an error, Parker Crystal steals second base and steals third base. And now Fresno back in the driver's seat offensively, as that is going to be an error recorded. So Noah Lowe trying to close out the frame, and you think about that Crystal at bat. If that's a strike 3 call, both teams are back in the dugout. But now Parker Crystal over at third base. Mikey Ramirez waits for the 1-1. Fastball misses outside ball 2. And that's how strict the zone has been so far tonight on both sides. It's been a zone that has been very funky to watch, but you have to roll with the punches, as they say. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch home. 2-1, a wave and a miss, good off-speed, strike 2. And now we're back to the scene of the crime. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 on, that's Parker Crystal over at third base. Big opportunity for Noah Lowe and company to shut the door on the A's offensive. The A's offense trying to strike with the irons hot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lowe takes a deep breath, and the pitch, 2-2. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3. And the side is retired. 3 Ks for Noah Lowe. No runs, no hits, 1 error committed by your Rogues, and 1 left, as it is Parker Crystal at third base. We go to the home half of inning number 8 right after this. It's Medford out in front by 2, 7-5 against the Fresno A's. We'll be right back after this. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball!
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
And how about that? Frankie Rutigliano, the first pitch he sees, he gets aboard of a stand-up double to begin the bottom half of inning number 8. Huge hit there on the first pitch Frankie sees. 1 on, no outs as Aiden Horsley goes to work now for his 5th at-bat of the evening, 1 single so far. On this Sunday evening, Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. First offering home from Gio Casas, scores for a bunt, gets it down that third base side, and it is going to trail foul out of play. Strike 1, no balls and 1 strike, as that small ball has been the overall theme of how the Rogues have been able to get runners across the plate. 7-5 is our score, but that small ball has been the biggest part of this game tonight. Lead off double off the bat of Frankie Rutigliano. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch home from Casas. 0-1 pitch, fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. We are brought to you by Figaro's Pizza, from pizza to wings and even calzones. Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. 1-1 slider misses down and out, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed batter of Aiden Horsley. Travis Finney waits on deck. 2-1. Squares for a bunt. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 3. It's been a very fun evening in the Rogue Valley and also a very fun weekend. Fireworks Friday with a comeback victory for your Medford Rogues. Squares for a bunt. 3-1 pitch misses outside, of ball 4. And Horsley has put himself over at first base, so a walk puts Horsley at first base. Frank Rutigliano stays on at second base, so 2 on and no outs as Josiah Palomino goes to work now.
And coming in likely at second base, number 5, Josiah Palomino.
So Josiah Palomino climbs into the box. He'll replace Finney at second base. So Palomino, right-handed batter, trying to build some insurance. 2 on, no outs. First offering home, runners goes. Fastball misses outside. The throw over to third base, and the tag is not going to be in time. Good play there, as there is a new second baseman in there for the Fresno A's. Aiden Perry is at second base now. So that puts runners at second and third now. Runner goes. That's going to be a bunt to that first base side. Picked up by the first baseman. The tag at the plate, and he is out. So Frankie Rutigliano will be tagged out at the plate. So fielder's choice for Josiah Palomino, putting runners at first and second. As it is a new, as Luke DeVode will replace Parker Crystal at first base. Sanders, the second, will go over to third. Aiden Perry will take over Sanders' spot at second base. And Smith will stay over at short. So that is the first out of the frame. Zaya Palomino over at first base, Horsley at second. First pitch, ground ball right to Naveau. He'll step on the bag at first base. And Horsley will scamper to third base, as well as Josiah Palomino. So 3 unassisted for Covarrubias on the first pitch he sees. Garrett Bardo goes to work now. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 2 on. 7-5. Medford out in front against the Fresno A's in this final game of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. And you think about how this game's gone so far, putting some insurance is key. First offering home. It's a fastball wave at a miss, strike 1. Last at bat for Garrett Bardo, homered in the 7th. He's 1 for 4 so far tonight. His first home run in a Medford Rogues uniform happened in the 7th inning, 0-1. Taps it in the air, down that first base side, out of play, strike 2. Stay tuned for the Rogues post-game shows. Get a chance to pick our offensive and defensive player of the game. Also, we'll take a look at the numbers and preview the series starting Tuesday night against the Humboldt Crabs. Rogues back in the Pacific Empire League play starting on Tuesday night. Is that 0-2 pitch? High and in. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garrett Bardo. Chris Ortiz waits on deck. Rogues trying to cook offensively. Horsley at third base. Palomino at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Casa sets and the 1-2. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left, as it is Aiden Horsley over at third base and Josiah Palomino at second base. Last call for the Fresno A's in the Rogue Valley. 7-5, Medford out in front against the Fresno A's. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
With the closer comes in the top half of inning number 9. Caleb Randolph takes over the reins from Noah Lowe, and this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. As Caleb Randolph goes in to close out the Fresno A's in this final game of this 3-game series. 7-5 is our score. Caleb Randolph getting his warm-up tosses in right now. Earned run average of 4.91 in this 2025 campaign. 18 1/3 innings pitched in 9 games he's appeared in this 2025 campaign. Caleb Randolph getting his warm-up tosses in right now. 4 strikeouts for Noah Lowe and a couple innings of work as, Caleb Randolph will see Luke Naveau, and Julian Rodriguez. Fresno jumped out to an early lead in the top half inning number 1, scored 4 times, then once in the 3rd. Since then, it's been a couple of big goose eggs across the scoreboard. Great lockdown defense, especially from the starter Nico Crowley, Sam Janik, Noah Lowe, and Caleb Randolph will try to follow suit to close out the weekend of this 3-day weekend of 4th of July in the Rogue Valley, as it is Luke Reed to lead off the frame.
Leading off the top of the 9th inning for Fresno, Right fielder Luke Reed.
Luke Reed, 1 for 3 so far tonight, trying to keep this offense moving. And the A's offense, 5 runs on 6 hits. They started out hot, now they're cooled. And Caleb Randolph trying to keep them icy in the top half of inning number 9. First offering home from Caleb Randolph. Fastball dots the inside corner, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Luke Reed. Reed from the University of Mary as well. A couple of guys on the squad from the University of Mary, including Mikey Ramirez. Time taken as Caleb Randolph will have a conversation with Chris Ortiz. This pause of the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Final game of this 3-game series between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. 7-5 is our score in the Rogue Valley. Glad to be part of your Sunday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues baseball. As a right-handed batter, Luke Reed behind, no balls and a strike. And the pitch home. Looping curveball misses upstairs, ball 1. And that has been a call that home plate umpire Tim Barrett has not been calling tonight, and it continues in the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Randolph sets. And the 1-1 home. 1-1 ground ball left side. That ball's going to go right to Retigliano. Stabs at it. The throw over to first base, and that throw is going to be in time. How about that? Frankie Retigliano having fun on this Sunday evening. 6-3 on the ground out. 1 gone, 2 to go in the 9th. Frankie Retigliano takes a stab at it, going to his right, and the throw to first base is immaculate. And the Rogues right now only need 2 more outs to get the brooms out. Third baseman Luke Nevode climbs in now. And this has been a defense that's had its moments so far this weekend, needing 2 more outs. First offering home, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1. Luke Nevode so far, 0 for 3 so far. Ground into a double play in the 6th. Struck out in the 4th. Had a fly out. Strike 1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike 2. And now, no balls and 2 strikes. Trying to keep this at-bat going. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 0-2, fastball, wave and a miss, strike 3. 2 gone, 1 to go in the 9th. First strikeout for Caleb Randolph this evening.
Now batting catcher Julian Rodriguez.
So now Julian Rodriguez goes to work now. 0 for 3 so far tonight, all strikeouts as he stands in as the final hope for the Fresno A's. Brian Sanders, the second, waits on deck for Fresno. First pitch on the way, off speed, misses inside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Randolph sets, and the 1-0 home. Looping curveball, misses upstairs, ball 2. Rodriguez struck out in the 2nd, 4th, and the 7th. Right-handed batter trying to cook offensively. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. Base is empty, 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch home. 2-0, fastball misses outside ball 3, says the home plate umpire Tim Barrett. This has been a very strict strike zone, I should say. Been it all evening long. 3 balls, no strikes. Randolph trying to shut the door. And the pitch. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 1. Brian Sanders, the second, waits on deck. If Rodriguez gets aboard, 3 balls, 1 strike. Randolph sets. And the 3-1 home. Fastball, wave and a miss, strike 2. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fresno down to their final strike. Caleb Randolph looking to shut the door on the Fresno A's. Counts full, 3-2, and the pitch home, 3-2. Ground ball right side. That ball's going to be picked up. Mishandled by Garrett Bardo. He steps on the square in time. Get the brooms out. Medford sweeps Fresno back to the San Joaquin Valley with a 7-5 victory in the Rogue Valley. 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for your Medford Rogues. 5 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Fresno A's. Medford improves to 26-9 overall in this 2025 campaign, and they are on a 3-game winning streak heading into Pacific Empire League action against the Humboldt Crabs starting on Tuesday night. Medford gets the brooms out against the Fresno A's. Fresno had a great fight in this final game of the 3-game series. 4 runs scored in the first, but they could not find their offense after that. But Medford playing some really good baseball in the Rogue Valley. A 7-5 victory to get the brooms out, to sweep the Fresno A's back to the San Joaquin Valley. Rogues post-game show coming up right after this. Beautiful evening for baseball with a beautiful sunset, and that scoreboard's looking pretty good as well. A 7-5 victory for your Medford Rogues against the Fresno A's. We'll be right back after this, the Rogues postgame show, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogues Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
What a way to close out the weekend in the Rogue Valley. A 7-5 sweep against the Fresno A's as your Medford Rogues are 26-9 overall in this 2025 summer season. Hi everybody, I'm Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Sunday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Welcome to the Rogues postgame show. A very fun evening tonight in the Rogue Valley. Fresno struck first, but it was your A's that found ways to strike with the irons hot, and they fought with their backs against the wall, and adversity has been the theme of this whole entire weekend for your Medford Rogues, finding ways to strike with the irons hot, getting runs across the plate in the second, the fourth, the bottom half of inning number 6, and the bottom half of inning number 7, and that was it. Medford playing really good baseball. It was not the big ball, but it was the small ball that worked out as well. Don't forget about that solo home run from Garrett Bardo, but Medford right now playing some really good baseball in the Rogue Valley. Let's take a look at the defensive stats and the offensive stats tonight as Nico Crowley got the start tonight. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit. 5 hits, I should say. 5 runs, 1 error, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Sam Janik went 1 inning strong. Had a hit. He looked pretty strong on the hill as well tonight. 2 innings pitched by Noah Lowe, 4 strikeouts, and Caleb Randolph, the closer. We've talked about this week. Second appearance, he's had the closing job for your Medford Rogues this week. And Medford right now needs a closer when we head back in the Pacific Empire League action. And I think Caleb Randolph's going to be tapped for that situation when we take on the Humboldt Crabs starting Tuesday night Wednesday, and Thursday night at Harry and David Field. A lot of fun tonight defensively. The defense looked really strong after giving up 4 runs. Great response, not able to fight back and found ways to strike, able to pitch in well, but also find ways to get that strike zone to work well for them. When the strike zone was struggling to find ways, the strike zone was that was not favorable at the most throughout the whole entire game. But this team right now is able to battle through adversity. A 7-5 victory against the Fresno A's. Take a look at the offensive stats. Aiden Horsley tonight, ground out in the first, sac fly in the second, singled in the fifth, worked a walk in the sixth and the eighth. So 1 single tonight for Aiden Horsley. Travis Finney got aboard of a fielder's choice in the sixth with an RBI, walk in the fifth, fly out in the third, reached on air in the first, was tagged out at third base. Lando Covarrubias tonight finishes 0 for 5 with a strikeout, a pair of ground outs, and actually 0 for 4, with a walk. Worked a walk in the first. Garrett Bardo tonight went 1 for 4, his first solo home run in a Medford Rogues uniform this season. Chris Ortiz tonight, pair of singles, 2 for 4. Singles in the fourth and the sixth. Troy Osborne having fun tonight. 3 for 3 tonight with a hit by pitch. Mark Fedro had a sac bunt that moved runners over to second and third, struck out, had a fly out and a ground out. Trevor Smith tonight, probably his best performances in a Medford Rogues uniform this season. A bunt single and an RBI single tonight. Frank Vitigliano, pair of hits, got a board, got a double, RBI single and an RBI. So he looked pretty strong tonight. This offense right now playing some really good baseball. As pick our offensive and defensive players of the game before we go. How about this? Nico Crowley, a guy that gave up 4 runs in the first inning, able to shut the door on the Fresno A's. After that, 5 innings strong, 6 strikeouts. Nico Crowley is going to be missed after he goes back home to Washington. He'll be going to Texas A&M, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, I should say. But just overall, great night for him on the hill pitching. I mean, he's going to be a guy that's going to be missed and a guy that is going to have fun in the Lone Star State in the fall. So shout out to Nico Crowley as he's our defensive player of the game in his final start in Medford Rogues uniform. Now offense. How about this guy? We heard this guy a lot this week. Troy Osborne, 3 hits tonight. 5 hits in the series, an RBI single, an infield single, and a single. Troy Osborne right now finding ways to strike while the iron's hot. And you need Troy Osborne to swing the bat well, especially when you take on the Fresno this weekend, but you take on the Humboldt Crabs starting on Tuesday night at 6:35. Troy Osborne needs to stay hot throughout Pacific Empire League action because you need to have offense in the PEL, and the Rogues can provide offense. It's when the offense can score. That's the question that the Rogues will have to answer this week. 3 games against the Humboldt Crabs starting Tuesday, 3 games against the Lincoln Parters starting on Friday. We'll have that for you on the Rogue Streaming Network. A lot of fun tonight in the Rogue Valley. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. That is brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. 2 other games going on right now in the Rogue Valley, or not in the Rogue Valley, but beyond the Rogue Valley, actually, that have gone final already. As Humboldt gets the brooms out, they sweep the Solano Mudcats 9-5 at the Arcata Ballpark. Healdsburg takes care of business. The West Coast Kings down at Rec Ballpark 14-2. The Prune Packers right now still atop the Pacific Empire League. So that is the scoreboard brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Now we take a look at the standings, as this is going to be very interesting to watch what's going to happen now, as it is the Healdsburg Prune Packers out in front, top the division, top the league, I should say, with a record of 10-2. Humboldt surpasses Medford, with a record of 8-4. As for your Medford Rogues, they drop from second place to third place. Lincoln's still 6-4 on the season. West Coast Kings 2-9, and the Solano Mudcats 2-11. So that is the standings brought to you by Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. And starting Tuesday and the rest of the season, Medford is in Pacific Empire League action. It's do or die. You have to find ways to strike while the iron's hot and get runners across the plate. And this Crabs team has probably one of the best teams in the PEL. And this is a team that took 1 game away from the Healdsburg Prune Packers at their place at the Rec Ballpark So Humboldt's going to be a really good team to watch out for. Cameron Sewell's coming back, the hometown hero from Medford, playing his summer on the California coast. He'll be back in the Rogue Valley. I bet he's going to have a lot of family in attendance to watch him play in those 3 games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, against your Medford Rogues. And that is going to be the first full 3-game series in Pacific Empire League action. Rogues had a 4-game series against the Solano Mudcats, 2-game series against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, but for the rest of the season, pair of 3-game series this week, pair of 3-game series in 2 weeks against the Healdsburg Prune Packers and the Healdsburg and Lincoln, and then the West Coast Kings and the Humboldt Crabs, the pair of 3-game series to close it out for the final week of the regular season. That's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of games and a lot of action. A lot of highs and a lot of lows, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But it all starts back up on Tuesday evening at 6:35. That'll be the next time I will speak with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. But a lot of fun this weekend having the Fresno A's back in town. This is my former team. I got to work with this organization for 3 years. And it was a lot of fun to talk with a lot of the players that I got to work with over the years, but also talking to a lot of the coaches that I got to work with, from head coach Wyatt Featherston to Ethan Winter, and also getting to know Coach Ben as well this week. And it's been a lot of fun to have the Fresno A's in the Rogue Valley. I deeply miss the A's, but I love working up here in the Rogue Valley. And it's been a lot of fun being the voice of this squad, of these Medford Rogues. And hey, you know what? We still got a lot more baseball to go, as it is a 3-game series starting up on a Tuesday evening against the Humboldt Crabs. For everyone here has put this broadcast together, Brian Wout saying goodbye. Have a good evening. Repeat the final score from Harry and David Field. Medford gets the brooms out as they sweep the Fresno A's 7-5 at Harry and David Field. Just a great weekend for baseball. Happy 4th of July. Hope you enjoyed the extra day off. Medford 7, Fresno 5. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. So long from Medford.